Hey everybody, what's happening? It's Friday night, and it's time for some more Ravenloft Domains of Dread. Hey, I hope you like Dungeons and Dragons. Did I tell you about that time where we played Dungeons and Dragons with a guy who's like in bed because he's playing Dungeons and Dragons, and there he is in bed.
This guy shipped all his furniture.
That's right.
Oh,
That he has shipped, and he's left with nothing but a pillow and a fantastic look on his face of look where I'm headed. Because God bless you and your move across seas, sir. How we're gonna make this work for the future? I have utter faith.
And we'll have to get up on Saturday at 3 o'clock in the morning to play.
Good. What the?
Alex will just drink a lot of coffee.
Okay. Or slap himself every like 5 seconds, just like I'm awake. Let's go. 3 in the morning. D&D.
No, it'll be Saturday. They're ahead.
That's true. All right.
Let us know what the future holds.
Indeed.
I'm down if you're down. That's all I gotta say. So, we'll just make it work. All right.
Sorry that I'm eating everyone. My dinner was late.
That's okay. We're doing a lot of things sort of last minute, myself included. I am actually sort of putting together as we speak a lot of different things, including the recap from last session, because I had so many things going on. I just didn't do it. So as I have done in times past, and I think it only fair that when the DM falls over, his players are there to pick him up or her up or them up or whatever. That I want to ask Alex to do it because Alex he left like right before we ended last time. So one of the three of you, if you do a good job, you know, I'll give you inspiration. How does that sound? How's that for the moolah for the deal? That sound good?
I was really out of it last time.
So that's cool. You don't have to.
And I kind of am today too, but I'm willing to give it a shot.
Anything for that sweet inspiration.
Anything for that sweet inspo. But I can keep it relatively short and sweet.
Okay, hold on. Wait. You gotta do it with the music.
Right, music.
Nothing is without ambiance. All right, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, Sarah.
If you miss anything, I can help.
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
All
so
right.
you could double it. You can have half inspiration each. All right, ready? Go.
I can't even hear the music, so there we go. Finding themselves in the city of Dementliu once again under the employ of Alanic Ray and his erstwhile partner, Arthur. The trio, having returned to Alanic's mansion to report their findings, ran into Claudiu, who had finally awoken from his days-long nap and was raring to go and do something. So they decided to take Alranye Stormmare up on her invitation to the theater, even though it was technically only to Claudiu. And they made their way across town to the Red Widow Theater, a rather interesting building shaped like a giant red spider. Heading into the theater, they found themselves surrounded by excited theatergoers, nobody they recognized, nobody who looked terribly interesting, and so, with the exception of Mikmick, who felt uncomfortable being so very tiny and stayed by the door, the rest of them took their seats around a table. Claudiu was to avoid the crowd as much as possible for some strange reason, and began to watch the show. A bard, perhaps not knowing what was good for him, pulled Muadnhait up on stage, and after she gave a fake name, pretended she was a famous singer anyway and made her sing, which she managed to do without murdering anyone. Fun fact. That might be a first. At which point she took her seat, and Aranya Stormmare came out and performed a most impressive juggling act that's almost impossible. After, of course, Claudiu snuck backstage and visited her in her dressing room, promising to see her again after the show. After Aranya's performance, Muadnhait noticed a couple of people sort of oddly ushering a very drunk man out of a sort of private room and backstage, and thinking that this seemed quite odd and perhaps part of what they were trying to find out, snuck backstage along with the rest of the crew, only to discover that unconscious drunk man being drained by an invisible force. his blood sort of being sucked up into the air and then disappearing. And so the party decided to attack. Muadnhait wondering if this was something that had once fed on her own people, otherwise she would not have given a shit. Upon attacking, they discovered that it is in fact a phase spider, and after a valiant battle, the phase spider was vanquished, and its form changed, revealing it to be a woman. Mikmick, thinking, oh shit, we killed somebody, rushed in to heal as Muadnhait rushed out to find the man who had been guarding the unconscious body to ask exactly what the fuck is going on here. Being told that the woman in question is his wife and seeing his creepy, faceted insectile eyes, Muadnhait simply said, your wife is in the back, and walked off while he went back to the others who slowly talked their way out of having only moments before murdered his wife, by virtue of the fact that they had also brought her back to life. Hey, everybody wins. In the meantime, Claudiu was GTFOing from the entire scene, soon to be joined by the rest of the party as they returned to Alanic's home, learning absolutely nothing more about Radaga, but something a bit interesting about the goings-on at the Red Widow Theater.
Amazing. Last but not least, earlier that day, question, what was the plan for the four of you that was decided upon by Alanic?
Oh, right. Alanic invited the party to be, debutante? Inducted? Wasn't actually clear on that. Into the Order of the Guardians.
Additionally,
Additionally,
we were left a mission to go to Radaga's hometown to find her.
That's correct.
Presumably she's...
I thought that came after we went out to the theater, but perhaps not.
All right.
I got my timing mixed up.
All good. It was a lot of things happening at once. So.
Right.
And just one thing,
Yes.
Muadnhait did spot the man being dragged into the back, but he didn't spot the guys coming back after the performance. Mikmick spotted that.
Mikmick spotted that. That's correct.
And pointed it out.
Superb. All right. I think that was great. That you deserve the inspiration. Absolutely. So
Inspiration dance, yay!
it's all right. That said, you
Told you I'm
also
tired.
had another very, very important thing, which is you leveled up to level 4, where you guys have some cool new stuff and some new spells and some new feats. Some of you. And some new abilities. So we won't bore the audience with those. We'll see them in action, I'm sure, or just the fact that you guys are more powerful than in your previous incarnation. But yeah, level 4. Welcome to the tail end of Tier 1. So with that, you guys go back to the house. You fall asleep, wake up the next day. Your hit points are returned to maximum. So you are now at your maximum hit points for level 4, whatever they may be. I think the only person who actually lost some, who hadn't regained them, was you, Muadnhait. So now you're at 25.
And I finally have all my goddamn hit dice back.
Hell yeah. Awesome.
That took several days.
It happens. It is a conundrum we all have to face. But yeah, awesome. So...
and my...
Yeah.
My Tale of the Avenger is expired because I slept.
Okay. Fantastic.
Totally forgot I could have used that in that fight we had. Oh well.
Oops. So your path lies before you. It is the day now. Alanic and Arthur have actually left for a domain nearby called Darkon, leaving you, Cabe Whippoorwill, to bring you to the borders of Dementliu, where they will now open the mists for you to enter a new realm, a realm that you have not been to before, nor are any of you from, a realm called Kartakas, where Radaga is supposedly from originally. That said, you certainly were not, told to do it immediately, but it would be probably preferred to do it sometime in the early part of the day. So do you have any plans before leaving for Kartakas?
No.
Okay.
I was going to go play in the park for money, but I can always do that in a new city.
Absolutely. Claudiu, Amnestria, Mikmick. Sounds like a no.
Well, I had
Actually,
the little story, what happened during the night with the Mikmick, if I want to do that.
Go for it. Tell us what happened during the night, Mikmick. Or perhaps, rather than telling, showing is easier sometimes.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I can't really show the stream. I mean, I do have the Hero Forge model that I
Well,
made
that's
up.
okay. Tell us what people see when Mikmick comes in the morning.
Well, when Mikmick comes into the meeting room in the morning, you see that, well, let's just say he is covered head to toe in a full suit of brass and copper plate armor. With
I'm speechless.
yeah?
Keep going. Sorry.
Yes, he is covered in a full suit of plate armor, and on each of his joints is a little blue. I would say gem, for lack of a better description, and there's one on each of his elbows, on his pauldrons, on his knee joints and ankle joints, and they're all glowing very slightly.
So he's Iron Man now?
Or brass man.
Brass Man.
Brass boy.
Brass
Technically, it's probably more copper, but Copper Man doesn't
boy.
really.
Copper child.
The Copper Gnome. It sounds like some it sounds like some superhero out of like the 1940s. And now back to our adventures of the Copper Gnome. Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
Okay.
So
Wow.
now he's got. Yep. And though he is wearing the plate armor, it's not as noisy as you would expect plate armor to be.
So it doesn't like clank, clank, clank when you walk around?
Not as much. I mean, it still does clank a little bit, but
Are you Copper Gnome Batman? Like what?
possibly.
What's going on? What's happening? All right, from a mechanical perspective, tell us what has happened between level 3 and level 4, Mikmick.
Between level 3 and 4, Mikmick was able to get his subclass in Artificer. And he's gone with the Armorer subclass.
You don't say.
And which gives him proficiency in heavy armor. And if heavy armor has a strength requirement, it doesn't require if he makes the suit of arcane armor, which he's had all this time. Because it was his hand.
The armor was inside you all this time.
It was his hand.
Yeah, he just had to remember.
Oh my god. Okay, cool. I like this.
And
just like
as he
and like covers his whole body. I love it.
He's fucking Iron Man.
He really
fine.
is. Yeah. He is extremist Iron Man.
He's
Iron
steampunk gnome Iron Man. That's what's So many genre mashups happening right now.
I don't even.
Oh yeah.
Okay, keep going.
And he also places Amnestria's scale armor onto the table.
Like here?
Yep. Because he has already done it. He's already made modifications for it.
Oh. What did these modifications look like?
Well, Amnestria, what did you think? What was the direction you wanted to go with the scale armor modified?
Well, she was looking for something fairly sleek, form-fitting, that covered a majority of her body, with the exception of the palms of her hands. And of course, her like her neck and her head.
Really? She doesn't just want like a fingertip that she could be like,
I like that idea better. No.
Just one white fingertip that's just like, beware. But you know what this reminds me of? You guys ever play that game, that old arcade game Gauntlet? Remember that game?
Yeah.
oh,
remember that game?
so long
This is like back in the
ago.
80s, so you'll have to forgive my ageism here. Or reverse ageism. The one of the enemies in Gauntlet was this guy who would always follow you around with like a finger of death. It was like some guy you could never kill him, right? But he would chase you around the board with just a finger, and every time he'd touch you with his finger, you would like shock you when you'd lose health. And you'd be like, yeah. That's what I'm like. Amnestria is just like finger of death. I get you. I crush your face. I crush you. All right, sorry. I apologize for the diversion.
You're the DM. Diverge away.
No. You guys, this is your game. This isn't my game. This is all about you guys. All right,
It's
so
our game.
it's out. Okay, that's All right, Amnestria, you have the armor. Do you wish to use it, or you're still with that studded leather armor?
She would use it.
Okay. I think that makes your armor class.
It gives me a 16.
Yeah. Okay, so just pump up your armor to 16 rather than 15 with studded leather.
Yeah.
Claudiu, I don't know. You probably don't look very different between last night and tonight and this morning.
Why would I?
No, not at all. Like no physical changes. No, just you look the same. Perhaps maybe a little bit more confident in your abilities. And I think the same could be said for Muadnhait as well.
I would say it's possible Muadnhait looks just a little bit creepier than usual. Especially because after she uses her dark transformation, a bit of it does linger for a little while. For an indeterminate amount of time. It never actually said how long.
That's true.
So I like to think that, like, at the moment, it being, less than 24 hours, her mouth is perhaps just the tiniest bit too wide. And her teeth appear maybe just a little bit sharper than they should.
Gotcha.
Like, nothing that is, eye-catchingly wrong or scary, but just a bit off.
Okay.
Just enough to, like, sort of give you a second glance, like, okay, no, it's fine.
All right, cool. Amnestria, anything physically different about you between last night and this morning?
Well, she didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Just enough to get in her 4 hours, but aside from that, she was up most of the night.
All right.
She looks like she's been up for a while now. And her armor has a few extra dings in it. Looks like she's been training herself in some way.
Got it. Cool. Fantastic. So, hey, that's level 4 for you. More cool things to come. I am sure about that. Beyond that, what else is there? Let me think. Yeah, that's it. I mean, if you have nothing else to do in Dementliu, Cabe is more than happy to take you to the borders of the city, where they will open the mists.
Let's go somewhere new. Muadnhait's not a big fan of this town.
Fair.
Vacation.
Okay. So, Cabe wakes up. Cabe, obviously, does their thing, brings you to the outskirts of the mansion, brings you out beyond the city walls, probably 2 or 3 miles down the road from Port Alucine, and then you guys can see from your vantage point this just wall of roiling fog that you are, clearly not intent on
wandering into. Yes.
Yeah, walking into alone. That said, Cabe says, "Okay, so 4 days from now, I'll open the mists again. Hopefully, you'll have Radaga by then. If not, just wait by the mists, and we'll go from there."
Will the mists be in the same place they were in when we get there?
Usually, yeah. They're the borders of the domains.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still figuring this whole thing out, but I trust you.
No worries. We'll take this one step at a time. You know I'm not going with you, though, right?
Well, now I do.
Okay. Thought Alanik told you, but I'm sorry if he didn't. Here's the thing. The mists can have kind of an effect on people, even, walking through them. The borders between the domains are, what's the word for it? Thin, but not completely gone. That allows people like me and my people to pass through them unharmed and unmolested, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the mists and their influence is gone. So just be aware things may be different going through them without me.
Moina just kind of looks at him like, awesome, but doesn't say anything.
Fair. Okay. With that, let me ask you, who steps through the mist first?
First.
Okay. Amnestria, you step forward. Cabe takes out their charm necklace. This one, it looks like a claw, like a very small claw, like about, I don't know, it looks like an animal claw about that big. They take it off their necklace. They raise the claw into the air at the borders of the mist, and the mist begins to sort of move almost, again, like the last time you saw it, like it's alive, like it begins to sort of peel away in little rivulets and strands, not the way that wind or air would necessarily drive it, or physics, and creates a thin spot, not a roiling mass of churning fog, but more just sort of low to the ground and sort of emanating up from beyond it. So, you walk through. I would like you to roll a d20 for me, please. $14. Okay. Amnestria, you walk through alone. And when you do, you lose sight of your compatriots. Let me give you all some appropriate music, I think would probably be a good idea. As well as perhaps some ambiance. Give me 1 second to find some good stuff here. Here we go. Got some misty stuff. Here we go. So this is mist ambiance. Here we go. Oh yeah, now we're cooking. And some music. Yeah. Cool. You walk into the mist and are immediately aware that although there is some kind of like sort of strange tunnel that has been created by Cabe, that you must walk through to the other side, that you are not alone in this place. And you see sort of shapes all through the mist. At once they are enormous, then they shrink down to size. They sort of lope through the mist and then they immediately speed. There are things resident within the mist, but you are protected. Cabe has opened the way. You then hear things, sounds coming from within this gray fog. You hear, yeah, like voices, but just snatches of it. So you walk faster. Your pace quickens. You think you can see the end of where the mist changes to forest. And that's when you hear, "It was you! You did this to me! It was your fault!" And this voice is one you recognize. You stop, just for a second, because this voice is one that makes your skin prickle, even under all that armor, even with all that courage in your heart. This voice is one that you would rather not hear. And then, out of the mist, a flash of silver, and you're like, "Ugh!" And you look down at your arm, and it is bleeding. How this cut was made on your arm through your armor, you don't even know, but your arm is bleeding, and it's bleeding kind of profusely. What is your hit die? You have a D8, correct?
I believe so. Let me double check.
I think you, as a blood hunter, you have a D8, either a D8 or a D10.
I think I do have a D8. I think you're right.
Let's check.
Let me check.
Yeah, sure, go for it. It's kind of important.
It's actually a 10.
Oh.
1d10.
You take 10 slashing damage. Immense cut, like right to the bone. You feel like, and you have to staunch the bleeding by just holding onto your arm and forming a sort of tourniquet quickly. The blood drops fall to the ground after falling off of your arm and sort of making a little droplet pattern. But eventually, the blood stops. Your arm is just throbbing. But no more than your head after hearing that voice. Your pace quickens, and panting, you make it to the other side and await your other compatriots. Who's next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
Charge in.
Okay. We will
Nothing
go.
ventured, nothing gained.
We'll go Mikmick, and then we'll go Claudiu. Mikmick, roll a d20 for me.
D20, here we go. 5.
Okay. You step into the mist after Amnestria. As you walk through this tunnel of fog, you start to hear sounds. You start to hear clacking sounds and clacking sounds and clicking sounds. And you think, okay, is that branches? No. No, you've heard those sounds before, and that's not branches at all. And then out of the mist, skeletal hands just grab at you, clawing at you. You dodge out of the way, running around them, over them, under them. They're all over the place. You just absolutely have to get to the other side. They tear at your clothing, at your flesh. Little bits of your armor go ping and get pulled off. And you finally reach the other side, panting and out of breath. Amnestria, you see Mikmick coming out the other side. Parts of his armor have been bent. Little bits have been sort of pulled off, and you see just scratch marks, claw marks in his armor. Mikmick, you gain vulnerability to slashing damage for 24 hours.
Okay.
Claudiu, you are next.
Just quick question.
Yes.
If I rage, that cancel out.
That will cancel out all, the slashing damage. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Correct. Claudiu, please help me out with a d20 roll. Roll one more time, please. Because Amnestria already did get a 14. 16. Awesome. Okay. Claudiu, you step forward and then just charge into the mist. And you step forward and you feel, as you step into this mist, like your mouth strange. It feels very odd. It feels like how it feels when you're on the hunt, and you immediately sort of like put your hands to your face. You're like, what is going on? I am not controlling this. And these enormous sort of sets of fangs sprout from your mouth. You're like, and you hear as your jaw sort of unhinges like a snake's. You're like, You scream into the void. No one can hear you. It's like there's a sound buffer. And all of these enormous fangs sort of like start to fall out of your face, one by one, crumbling into fine white powder, and you have no teeth in your mouth at all. You're like, no, this isn't real. And you come stumbling out of the mist, all of your teeth still in your mouth. Amnestria and Mikmick, you look at Claudiu. He's holding onto his face. But you have, unfortunately, Claudiu, this anxiety traveling with you through the mist. For the next 24 hours, you have disadvantage on persuasion checks made to positively influence people.
Oh. Terrible.
And last but not least, Muadnhait.
I sort of look at Cabe and say, well, see you in 4 days.
See you in 4 days. Take care.
I also got a 5, which Mikmick got, so should I roll again?
Please roll again, yes.
11.
Okay. I'm going to leave this one to you, actually.
Oh, dear.
Please tell us, unless you don't want to, your deepest fear in physical form.
Why not?
Muadnhait's. Yes, not Sarah's.
Yeah, no, I know.
Giant mushroom! Jesus.
So, Muadnhait is walking through the mist, and as she walks, water begins to sort of lap up around her ankles. And it becomes deeper and deeper as she's walking. Though she's not floating, it's not like she can swim. She's just walking like a normal humanoid would walk, as the water raises higher and higher up until finally it comes up above her mouth and above her nose. And as her eyes begin to submerge, she takes a deep breath and begins to choke. She can no longer breathe the water, and as it fills her lungs and it hurts, her eyes grow wide as she realizes she is no longer what she was and never will be again. As she continues to choke on this icy cold water that now seems to be pulling her further and further under, as her eyes submerge and the salt burns them, and her hair begins to tangle and wrap around her throat as she chokes on the icy water. And just as she thinks she's about to lose consciousness, she stumbles out of the fog.
Holy shit. Okay. From a mechanical perspective, Muadnhait. Wow, okay. Yeah. That is that if you fail a saving throw for the next 24 hours, if you fail a saving throw against being frightened, you are also blinded until the end of your next turn.
Okay.
Alright. And now you find yourselves in a new place entirely. I will bring you now to the map of Kartakas, where you now find yourselves. And I will show our wonderful audience the same.
Partakas?
Kartakas, that is the domain that you are now in.
I'm just gonna guess at how to spell that. Alright.
I mean, it's right down in the bottom left-hand corner.
Oh, I'm not on the map. I was in my notes. I was in Zoom.
Oh, I see. It's right down there.
Oh, hey, I guessed right.
Yes, Kartakas.
Well, there's an extra S, but otherwise I guessed right.
Yes. You were told that the village that Radaga was from was a village called Amherst, which, if you take a look on the sort of lower left quadrant of the map, you should be able to see right there. And yes, thank you for illuminating us with the star and with the pings. Kartakas, as you guys can probably tell from the map, is quite a heavily wooded area, with very few, if any, cities. Just villages dotting the landscape. A couple of bodies of water, but mostly forests, to be honest. It is therefore quite the beneficial sight for you that you are able to see perhaps, I don't know, 300 or 400 feet from the position that you have exited the mists, a large wooden balustrade. Is it a palisade? Palisade. That's a wall. Yeah, palisades, which seems to indicate that you are, in fact, just outside the walls of Amherst itself. It is early morning.
We're where? We're here?
You are, yeah, probably just there, yeah. I'll zoom in.
Can we see Amherst from where we are?
You do. You see this sort of wooden wall around what you assume to be the village of Amherst.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's convenient.
Very much so.
Well, I suppose Cade put us exactly where we needed to be.
Yeah. The wood around you is this sort of dark forest of ancient trees. These are perhaps even more enormous and old than the trees of any domain that any of you have visited thus far, even the ones that you were spending, some of you perhaps spending your youth. Morden certainly doesn't have trees like this. Lamortia, what are trees, honestly? And I guess Barovia has quite voluminous forests, but nothing like this. The trees just tower over you, 50, 60 feet high. At the top of this road...
We weren't previously in Barovia.
You have not yet been in Barovia. Only you, Claudiu,
Exactly.
hail from Barovia. At the top of this road on which you currently stand, you see that the road leads directly to the main gate of what you assume to be Amherst. Towering out from the wall, or behind the wall of Amherst, is a large building of some sort, made out of a sort of a dark wood, perhaps the same as this forest in which you now stand. But you can see that the top of this building is covered with a riot of gorgeous yellow wildflowers, too perfect to be entirely natural, to be honest. I mean, who covers their buildings with these beautiful yellow flowers like that? That just seems weird, off. And even from this distance, you hear the sound of people inside this village. Not an enormous sort of throng of people like what you were in Porta Lucine and Dementliu, but definitely the sound of voices.
I suppose. Shall we make our way toward the gate then?
Yes, we shall.
Okay.
All right, start walking.
All right.
We shall.
To the gate of Amherst itself.
Here we are at the gates.
Excellent.
Here we are at the gates.
All right. Let me zoom out a little bit so you guys can see what you can see. Yeah. As you approach the gate, the sound of voices gets louder. Some of these voices are kind of boisterous, laughing, yelling. You hear that the language that they speak is still common. You hear people saying, "I don't believe that he went that way. Why would he ever choose that? No. That's the way he was supposed to choose it. I mean, when you make choices like that, you have to pay for the consequences." And then another person, "Fresh flowers! Selling fresh flowers! Anyone want to buy my fresh flowers?" Another person, "Oh, no, that pig is no good at all. No, she's gonna have to go to market." "But I spent all day just bringing her here so that you could clean her off. Now you're telling me this pig has to be killed? Oh, disaster!" These are the voices that you hear in the immediate vicinity.
Is there the little raised platform over there? Is there anybody over there?
There is no one there, but it does seem like some kind of a raised platform right by the main sort of towers that are next to the wooden balustrade. They seem to be sort of like lookout towers.
Okay. Amnestria would move herself over there, sit on one of the steps, and start taking off her gauntlet and part of her armor so she can actually bandage the wound on her arm.
Okay. Yeah, it's a pretty severe one. You see, do you hide it, or do you sort of openly?
It's openly there.
Okay. You guys see Amnestria
You
as
should go to the party. I love parties.
yes. Claudiu seems just
earlier.
jubilant.
Isn't it a bit early to be this drunk? Do we have...
For the party?
Oh my god.
We should party?
Do we have any information about Radaga's family? Does she have a last name? Were we given anything, or just she comes from this village, the end?
That is the only information that you know, because that is the only information that Alanic knew.
Okay, cool.
Bet you someone at the party knows her?
What party are you talking about?
The boisterous noise that's coming from the village?
I think it's just a village. People make noise, yes?
It's boisterous. It's boisterous and loud. Is that not what it is, Matt?
Oh yeah, very much so.
Boisterous, loud, lots of people, sounds like a party. You don't want to be a party pooper, do you?
Oh my god, here we go. This is all I've been asking for all day.
For Alex to lose his mind? Okay.
I mean, it happens every once in a while.
Are you a party pooper?
This is how we wound up with Pantsless Albalthus.
That's true. I do remember that. Yeah, it comes and goes. It's like biorhythms. Yeah, there is something that's very Dalek-y about Claudiu. I think it's the amplification of his voice. Terminate! Exterminate! All party poopers! All right. What would the four of you like to do?
Well, I think it's very obvious Claudiu wants to go to the party, so... I'm so
Let's go to
I'll
the
sort of
party.
sparing a glance for Amnestria.
She's over there right now, kind of muttering to herself about Claudiu going on about a party.
Okay.
She currently has her gauntlet off because she has some older scars, and she has her canteen of water she's pouring over her arm, just trying to rinse it out, and she's taking that purple apron that they found at the manor, and she's cutting it up into bandages now. And not super thrilled.
Moina just sort of looks over at her and raises an eyebrow and says, "All right."
Not paying any attention to you.
Moina will shrug and keep walking.
Party poopers.
As you approach the gate, Moynot, a woman with this vibrant blonde hair sort of like turns the corner, laughing, and then like eyes focused on you. And she says, Oh my god! Vasca? Vasca! You've come home! And she just runs to you. And just runs over and just completely tries to grab you and pull you into an embrace.
Muadnhait is just standing there stiff as a board.
Excuse me? Who the fuck is Vasca?
The woman ignores the other three of you and just goes into this thing and she's just in a fugue state of jubilation. She's just, Vasca, you have no idea how long we've been waiting for you to return. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad the village will be overjoyed.
I do believe you have me confused with someone else.
Oh, no. You don't have to pretend. It's fine. Don't you remember me, Xandra, the miller's daughter? And she points at her face.
Sure.
I'm so sorry.
Xandra.
I'm so very, very sorry. You must have heard the news. That's why you've returned.
Xandra, are you going to the party?
She sort of looks over at you, Claudiu, and says, I'm sorry, party?
Another party pooper.
I
don't
believe I have heard the news. What is it?
Oh, you came without hearing the news? Oh my goodness. And she puts her hands to her mouth and sort of begins to sort of tear up, her eyes glaze over, and she says, your aunt. I'm so sorry. Your Aunt Zagia. And she just sort of shuts down and begins to cry a little bit. I'm so sorry. Zagia, she's gone. She's dead.
Oh, well, that's terribly troubling. Right.
I guess these three are your friends. They are your compatriots. You brought them back here to Amherst. Oh, it's been so many years.
How many years exactly?
Oh, at least 5. 5 years.
Half a decade. Half a decade it's been.
Well,
can she see me bleeding right now?
She probably is not focused on you, Amnestria.
Fair
to be
enough.
honest, yeah. She's just 100% on Muadnhait.
I'm 100% on the situation.
You got it.
I
What the fuck?
I look back at the others, and one by one, each of you hears in your head, well, I suppose I'll just play along and see if everyone else here is as crazy as this one.
Sounds like you got a doppelganger running around that might be dead for the last 5 years.
And I'll turn back to Xandra and say, well, I suppose we best go see my family then, yes?
Oh, no. We must go see the Meistersinger, of course. The Meistersinger will want to tell you everything and keep you abreast of the situation. After all, he is the one who knows the most about it.
Who are we looking for again? Who are we looking for?
You're looking for Radaga.
Did she say Meistersinger?
That's what she did. She did say the Meistersinger.
Okay, I was like, well then, to the Meistersinger we shall go.
Oh, good. I'm assuming your friends will want to come with?
While you're on your way to the Meistersinger, would you happen to know a Radaga?
I don't know that name, no. Radaga.
She lives here.
Oh, no. If she lived here, I would certainly know who she is.
I don't believe she lives here anymore, but she did a long time ago. We'll ask the Meistersinger. I say, giving Claudiu just giant eyes.
I guess we're going to see the Meistersinger. We're avoiding the party.
Oh my god. Go to the fucking party.
Amnestria and Mikmick. Like, party? What are you guys doing while Muadnhait and Claudiu are having this conversation, if anything?
When Amnestria keeps hearing Claudiu mention the party, she looks over and just apparently talked to herself. What party is he talking about? No,
There's
Don't have a
boisterous
party even
noise
mentioned
all
it?
over the place, out of character. Boisterous, meaning a lot of people talking, a lot of people yelling, there's something going on in the village.
Yes, definitely.
Unless people yell at each other, like in the village, and they're just boisterous. Maybe it's part of their culture.
It's possible.
So that is the party.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I assume it's some sort of party or festival or something. Maybe we could ask her before we go see the Meistersinger. This lady who thinks you are. Who do you think she is again?
Oh, I don't think I know. She is 100% Vaska.
Vaska. It's a nice name.
There's been a lot of names, doesn't she?
Add it to the list. All right, let's go.
Oh, goody. Excellent. Oh, I shouldn't be. I'm so sorry. Oh, and she puts her hand on your shoulder. I offer my deepest condolences on your loss.
Can I insight check her, man?
Thank
See if she's
Sure.
lying?
You certainly can.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Do
I
that.
think she's just bonkers.
Yeah, dude, something's up with that chick.
I think she's just nuts or on something.
No, or maybe she's trying to get you killed. Nope.
I mean, she seems very adamant that this woman.
She's got to roll against it.
What?
You
If
can
she
set
does,
it
then
easy.
let's see if she would beat a 9. I mean, I'll do it secretly, but here, let's see. Let's see if she beats your 9 or not.
Who
You know what?
knows? Maybe
I'll
she
just-
rolls a 3 or a 1.
That's true. She could roll a 1, but your insight really isn't against any deception per se. If it is, then I guess you. Would
That's
find
what
out.
I'm trying to detect deception.
Fair,
There's
fair,
no
fair, fair.
deception then.
Okay, so you're trying to determine if she's lying. I got you.
Yes. Yeah.
Fair, no problem. All right, here we go.
Maybe she's not lying.
She might not be. We'll see.
Ooh.
Oh, my dice are going so slowly. There we go. Yes, it is higher than a 9, sir.
Okay, Vaska, and what's your name?
My name? She points at herself. She says, "I'm Xandra."
Xandra. We will poop on the party and follow you to the Meister Singer?
Yes, the Meister Singer. Yes.
Master Singer. Let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
All right. I will now bring you to another map as the four of you walk through the village, and you're more than welcome to, of course, walk through and sort of take a look at the outskirts of the village per se, as she sort of brings you through.
Yeah, a bunch of commoners and an old guy.
Yes. You do, in fact, see a whole bunch of commoners and an old guy. This old guy over here, as you've so rightly pointed out, is holding a spear, and he's got some, like, really janky-looking armor on. And as the three of you pass within the gates, he sort of, like, turns. He's like, "What's going on?" And then he looks over at you, Muadnhait, and Xandra says, Come, look! It's Vaska! She's returned after so many years!" And the old guard sort of like looks and says, "Oh, Vaska! Good. All of you, as you come closer to the guard, you can make a perception check, please.
I would love to. I got stuck somewhere in a
that's
black.
okay. I will put you back. Boom. There you go.
16.
Okay.
Perception. Coming right up. It's going to be a little slower. Hold on.
Amnestria would be a little bit behind them. She hasn't actually entered the village yet.
Okay. Fair.
It takes her a minute to actually finish what she's doing and actually put pieces of the armor she took off back on.
Okay.
Like, that's actually a question. I just realized I didn't see if I wanted to change any of my expertises when I leveled up, but I don't think I do.
Okay. Mikmick, I don't know if you're needing to or wanting to do any perception checks. It's up to you. Completely voluntary, of course.
Why not? I'm here. He's looking
Fantastic.
around.
Let's do it.
Nat 20.
Why not? All right.
Almost the exact opposite.
What? What is that? Oh, you're a person. Okay. Yeah, there are quite a lot of villagers, many of which are sort of, as earlier indicated, quite loud and vociferous in their conversations with one another. The people here in Amherst dress relatively drably. They have sort of mostly leather and fur clothes, linen, cotton, etc. Many of them, however, have this yellow flower, very much present in their sort of front window panes. You see them sort of growing out of flower pots or planters or what have yous. Clearly, it seems to be some kind of a village thing. And yeah, I will now bring you to our second map of the evening, which is the village of Amherst. Boom.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's so cute.
It's a
It is a
pretty
really
little
village.
village. And there you are at the top of the village. I will zoom in for you so that our friends at home can see.
No.
I am the size of a house!
Which one of these is the tall building covered in flowers?
It is actually down here in the southeast.
The big one, okay.
Yeah.
That looks kind of like a theater.
It does look like a theater, actually. Yeah. And Xandra sort of guides you through the village, to the south, to the east, to the south, and to the east once again, passing by several different shops. You see like a bakery, you see a butcher shop, you see a tavern. It's called, let me see if I get the name right. It is called... I know you guys are going to love this name. Just find it. It's called... I should be more prepared, but I'm not. It's called... So much stuff. The Grinning Fox Inn.
Nice. Like
Love it.
Love that name.
The Grinning Fox Inn. Okay. So, yeah.
Ominous.
There's a woodcarver shop as well. And yeah, you finally, if you want to place yourself at the amphitheater,
no good.
be my
Boom.
guest.
I
You
did.
said
Well, one person can do it, then the other three can't do.
No, I can as soon as I plug in this mouse because this laptop has the most horrible trackpad.
Oh god, I hate trackpads. I will tear out a trackpad and like stomp on the ground before I have to fucking take trackpads and use them in any. People had those little things in the keyboard. Remember those things in
Oh,
an
the
IBM ThinkPad?
little nubbin.
Little-
I had one
What
of
the
those.
hell was that? Come
I
on,
used to call
IBM.
I used to call that the clitoris.
Okay then.
That's what it was. It was like a little nub.
It kind of was. In a
Alex,
weird way, yeah.
at least you knew where it was. Okay.
It's true.
We can.
Points for you.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it's good. I always know. All right, mature stream. Here we go. You guys can place yourselves at the amphitheater.
you
Can
said
I?
there's shops
Where's
in town, right,
the-
Matt?
Say
Down
that
here.
again. I'm sorry, Maeve.
You
What was
said
that?
you said there's shops in town.
There are some. Yeah, you do pass by a woodcarver, a bakery, a furrier.
Anything like a apothecary?
You don't see an apothecary now.
All right. Sort of begrudgingly go towards the amphitheater with the others then.
Okay. Fair. All right.
Keeps looking down at her arm, just not happy about it at all.
Yeah, it stings. All right, I'm gonna bring you now to another map. That's right. There's a lot of maps.
Where did you get attacked, Maeve?
In the mist.
Okay.
Yeah, Maeve. Maeve. Okay.
I mean, I've Maeve.
Yes. Yeah.
She's not Maeve.
She's not Maeve. She doesn't know who Maeve is. Who's Maeve?
Maeve.
Okay.
Gotta get my token.
As the four of you sort of walk down into, I should bring probably, Vastra, by the way, sorry, Xandra, not Vastra. Xandra, sort of like brings you to the amphitheater, and she calls down from the top, and she says, Meistersinger, look, she's returned! And she points at you, Muadnhait. And the Meistersinger is a sort of a tall, rotund man with a thinning hair and a goatee, and he's standing in front of a rather sort of large stage. There's 4 children on the stage, and they're singing a song, and they stop before they continue. He sort of like puts his hands up, and he's like, hold on, children, hold on. And he looks up at the 4 of you and at Xandra, and he sort of calls up to Xandra, and he says, Who is that? And Xandra, like in a big sweeping gesture, she says, "It's Vaska. She's returned. Oh my God!" And the Meistersinger says, "No, my God!" And he like runs up the steps and like falls prostrate in front of you, Muadnhait, and says, "You've returned home to us after so many years. Yes, yes." And he just has this giant grin on his face.
I just look down and I say, "No."
Oh, please, you don't have to pretend to us. We know who you are.
Humor me. Pretend I've never, ever in my life heard of this Vaska. What would you tell me about her?
Oh, I like the way this is going. Please, I'll be more than happy to indulge you. If you would perhaps sit and join us for some entertainment, and all of your questions, I'm sure, will be answered as well as who Vaska is. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Certainly. And I'll just
Fucking clown.
smile my biggest smile. Like, clearly, Muadnhait could turn on the charm if she needs to, but she doesn't because these people are all insane.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just like, "Sure, great." Takes a seat.
Okay. One of the children on the stage says, "Meistersinger, shall we continue?" And the Meistersinger says, "Ah, of course. Please, the Madosti, again, for our recently returned Vaska." And the children sort of look at each other and they go, "Is that Vaska? Oh my gosh!" And like the children sort of line up quickly, and they begin to sing a song. So you'll have to indulge me as I sing the Madosti, which is, according to what we've heard, is now the name of this song, the Madosti. Let me just get the lyrics. That's right.
Vaska's been gone for so long. How on earth do these children know who she is?
I have absolutely no idea.
Good question. Okay. Let me just pull the lyrics up because I don't want to say anything wrong. Here we go. Okay. And it actually does come with some music, so here we go. One of the children actually expertly pulls out a violin and begins to play the violin. As the other 3 begin to sing this song. Here we go. Beg not to go, beg not to stay. If you wish really hard, you'll never go away. Wear another skin, howl at the moon. Sing a song of blood and cheat death's tune. Beg not to go, and it repeats, beg not to stay. If you wish really hard, you'll never go away. Wear another skin, howl at the moon. Sing a song of blood and cheat death's tune. Never grow up, never grow old. With the help of me. I can't sing that high. Walk the path where night is day. Song is my blood, and time is my prey. Never grow up, never grow old. With the help of music, live life most bold. Walk the path where night is day. Song is my blood, and time is my prey. And the song being completed, in inimicable children's fashion, they sort of like smile, and the Meister singer says, very good, very good. And just like my voice, the children's voices were awful. So yeah, that was the Madosti.
See.
Is it daytime right now?
It is.
Could you put those lyrics in chat? Is that possible? So we
I
can see them?
certainly can.
Thank you.
Here we go. I will give you, as a handout, the Madosti.
Ah, beautiful.
You are welcome.
Hey, am I feeling the effects of daytime right now?
It's overcast, so it's not bright sunlight. So I think you're okay.
Okay.
So you will find that, as I said, and I'm going to give you guys the handout here, and in chat you shall see it as well. The lyrics, which is, beg not to go, beg not to stay. If you wish really hard, you'll never go away. Wear another skin, howl at the moon, sing a song of blood and cheat death's tune. Never grow up, never grow old. With the help of music, live life most bold. Walk the path where night is day. Song is my blood, and time is my prey.
These lyrics sound interesting.
Indeed.
Would
Very
it be
poignant.
possible?
Like each verse is relating to each one of us.
Would it be possible to use this to see if maybe I have heard something like that before?
You can certainly... You can make a... Have ever heard... Yeah, I could say a history check on this one, yeah.
And do.
I was going to say, I would like to make a history check. My history is terrible, but I'm curious. It's music, so.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh my god, all you guys with your history checks.
Maybe the only thing I have a +6 in.
Exactly, right?
You have +6.
He's a wizard. The intelligence checks are crazy.
Histories I'm also proficient in.
And he's proficient, so that helps. So, yeah, I think that those of you who rolled pretty well, which is right now Amnestria, Muadnhait, and Claudiu, you have not heard this particular tune, but when he says that this is the Madosti, you have heard of songs being sung by communities. You can only assume that the Madosti is one such song. That although the lyrics are foreign to you, and that you have never heard them before, you can only assume that this is a community learned song. That there is no actual transmission of lyrics, meaning that these songs are transferred from generation to generation simply by listening to the previous generation sing them. And that music, in and of itself, from these types of communities, is never one of a written nature.
Mm. I look to the Meister singer and say, well, that was lovely. But please, what can you tell me of Vasca?
You clearly have lost your memory. Is this? I do apologize.
Let's say that I have. Humor me.
It fell down some stairs. Terrible
I'm
incident.
terribly sorry. I did not know that you have been so afflicted. But that said, I offer my deepest condolences to you. He sort of sighs and says, "Children," he looks at the children on stage. "You may depart. Your practice is ended for today." And the children say, "Yay, we can go play!" And then they sort of jump off the stage and disappear from view. And he says, "I am so very sorry. Vasca, you have been greatly missed. And although my understanding of your condition is sketchy at best, I can only give you what I know of what is occurring here in the village."
That will suffice.
"Well, you have returned to us during a dark time. That should be one of joy."
That is incredibly confusing.
Yes, and I also sort of look around and said, everyone I've met thus far seems to be in quite excellent spirits. What do you mean?
Their spirits have not changed. It is their way of coping with the great dark nature of what has occurred, I assume.
What has occurred?
Well, I do not know if Xandra has told you, but your Aunt Zagia, she... Where to begin? Your Aunt Zagia, she was to be married in 2 days to Zreko Kozina. Of course, you remember Zreko Kozina, the farmer. The furrier.
Of course she does.
Certainly.
Well,
Talk about her. Talk about them all the time before the accident.
oh, there was an accident. He sort of looks at you.
I told you she fell down the stairs.
She fell down this, and he puts his hand to his mouth. He's like, "No. Oh, my dear, I am so very, very sorry."
She smacked her head so hard she forgot 5 years.
That's
Oh my goodness.
such a tremulous situation.
Moynat is doing exactly what I'm doing right now.
It's a tremor in her mind. By the way, would you happen to know what's her name?
Ragamuffin? What the fuck is this, like Oliver Twist? When did this shit come out?
What's her name? What's her name? It's
Radaga?
Radaga. Yes, Radaga. We're looking for a lady named Radaga who lived here quite some time ago. Would you happen to know her?
He sort of looks at you and says, "Oh, Radaga, yes, I do know about Radaga, but of course I must speak to you about your aunt."
Yes, please do continue with the family tragedy.
I do apologize. As I was saying, Zagia was to be married to Zreko Kozina. Your aunt and Angelia, the caterer, had been planning the wedding for weeks. But now, Zagia has... Well, she was found dead under a pile of logs that collapsed upon her behind her woodcarver's shop.
Well, that seems a bit odd, don't you think?
I cannot speak to that. I would have thought it a tragic accident, to be honest. But there was something in the nature of it that did make me concerned. And it was confirmed when, just yesterday, we found Zreko's father dead as well. His tongue had been cut out, and he had choked on his own blood.
Wait, question.
Yes.
Question?
Yes, yes. Oh, are you speaking in or out of character?
No, in character.
Yes, yes.
So, were they murdered in the same fashion? Was Daskia, is that her name? Was her tongue also ripped out?
No. Zagia, as I said before, she died in a most accidental way, that these logs collapsed upon her from behind her woodcarver's shop, and...
This sounds like pure coincidence to me, then.
It could very well be. Although...
Yes, but Yes, continue, please.
Being a woodcarver for so long, I would have expected an accident like that would certainly be one that would have been easily avoided by your aunt.
I was thinking the same. And it's very clear that what happened to whatever his name is, father,
Draco's father, yes?
Draco's father, is clearly not an accident, so where's Master Draco in all this?
Oh, he has been in the village, obviously, for quite some time. We can speak about him soon after, but... And he sort of, leans in to the four of you, sort of stepping forward furtively, and says, I hesitate to say it, but I feel that there may be a murderer in Amherst.
Oh.
Indeed. I think that would in fact be quite apparent if someone had their tongue cut out.
Unless that was accidental.
Well,
with the
You
log.
just misplaced it.
I don't...
Maybe she was drinking tea, and it was too hot.
I don't
She
know.
bit her own tongue.
If you will allow me, sir. Clearly you
Yes.
find this to be immensely humorous.
I'm sorry, it's just I've been through so much today. I went through some foggy space, and then my teeth fell out, and here I am in this boisterous crowd. But no, continue with the matter.
You'll have your teeth, though. Do you not?
Perhaps this one has hit his head as well.
Yes, it
Oh,
seems
quite some time ago. Just recently. Again.
there does seem to be something in the air in this town that makes nearly everyone here completely mad. At any rate,
He looks up the steps to Mikmick, who has sort of sat away from you a little bit. And he looks at you, Muadnhait, and says, Is that one with you?
oh, the tiny one, yes. He often does this. He doesn't like crowds.
I am so sorry. Perhaps you will relate this to him later when he feels perhaps more social. As I was saying, the possibility of a murderer here in Amherst puts quite a great degree of fear in me, and I have tried to keep this suspicion of mine to only the ones who I trust the most. Gorgov, of course, our venerable village guard. You remember Gorgov, of course, do you not, Vaska?
I do believe I saw him on the way in.
Ah, I'm sure that he has grown perhaps even more, perhaps a little craggier since you last saw.
I don't know how that's possible, but perhaps.
Well, Gorgov is still very well practiced at walking the wall and keeping wolves out, so I don't believe that it was anything of that nature that caused these particular deaths.
Before we delve too deeply into this apparent murder, you still have told me nothing of Vaska other than that she left. Who on earth is Vaska?
Vaska was Zagi's sister's child. Your mother was from this village as well. I don't understand this sort of strange repartee.
What was my mother's name?
I believe, if I do remember, I believe her was Reika. Yes, Reika.
All of the names in this town are so strange. I am going to go sit with Mikmick.
Can I insight check him to see if he's really remembering something, or if this is just sort of being made up on the spot?
Sure, go for it.
Mikmick, where's Mikmick?
Not great.
It's hard to tell. He does sort of strain his memory a little bit, but what comes out of his mouth seems real.
But what did Vasca do? Why did she leave?
I don't know why we had all asked ourselves the same question the day that you left. I assume that you returned to us, but hearing after your aunt and her holdings, perhaps to claim them, you being her sole heir.
It just keeps getting stranger and stranger.
I don't think that's why we're here at all, actually.
I don't either.
Well, no, we came here for a very specific reason. Do you not remember? We
Oh,
talked
I
about it on the way
remember.
here.
I remember entirely. I was just hoping that by playing along with this Vasca nonsense, I would find somebody who knew something and didn't think I was someone I'm not. Forgive me.
She's Vasca.
You'll have
Claudiu
to.
is not helping.
You'll have to forgive Vasca. She's still trying to remember who she is. That's why we're here to find Ragaga.
Oh, Radaga. Yes, you did mention her before. She did live here in the village some time ago.
I suppose you could tell us where in the village she lived?
Well, she was, I believe if I remember correctly, she was sort of born outside of the village, but she hasn't lived around Amherst for more than a decade, I guess. You know, it's funny. I do remember seeing her. Yes, I'm almost positive it was her a few months ago. She did come by the village, but I haven't seen her since.
Do you know who she spoke to while she was here?
I can ask around.
That would be most helpful.
Certainly.
Do you know someone who knows where she lived? Exactly. You said outside the village, but you didn't really say
He
where
sort of,
outside the village.
as you start speaking again, Amnestria, after Vasca completes her little tete-a-tete with the Meistersinger, the Meistersinger says, "Oh, but if only we could find out what is happening." He sort of gets a little bit more dramatic and says, "Gorgov is no investigator, even with all of his long age and experience. By all our ancestors, whatever will become of us if this murderer goes unfound? Vasca, I don't suppose you, or perhaps in your time away from us, or any of your friends, are people who might come to our aid who could investigate this?"
That's why we're here.
I thought you
For
said
a
you were
price.
here for Radaga.
Oh, and to find out who Vasca really is. That's why we came to this village.
Oh.
I can find the murderer for money.
Are you intent on doing that? Are you going to go that? You're going to go that way?
Are you speaking to me out of character now?
I'm speaking out of character. Yeah. Is that true?
I'm yelling it from
yeah, fantastic. Okay, he says, "Oh, your friend here, Vasca. I believe he wishes to be paid for his due. Is that correct?"
That is usually how it works, yes.
Oh, I see. Claudiu, make a
very-
persuasion check, but I believe you have disadvantage on these because of what happened.
Well, then I just won't find his. I'm not even gonna try and persuade him.
Okay,
I'm not trying to persuade him.
You can. I mean, who knows? You might get. This is why disadvantage is not an automatic, failure.
No, I'm not trying to persuade him though.
Got it.
I'm just
just
saying
saying
I'll
it?
do it for money.
Got it.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. At this point in time, if you don't make the roll, I don't think he's going to actually go for it.
Then we won't find the person who's doing the murdering. Or I won't.
Okay.
I have a question, actually.
He's
Yes.
asking for help.
Got it.
Do I still have the bonus to persuasion from the Jiroka deck?
I think it's been more than 24 hours since then.
Okay. Wasn't sure.
Yep.
Because I have a button down at the bottom of my screen that says Amnestria Persuasion. I did not put it there. So.
That I don't know. Amnestria Persuasion? That's weird.
I have no idea, but I can click on it.
That's weird. I didn't put it there.
Mm-hmm.
What are you getting buttons for? You're getting buttons for things.
I didn't put that there, so I don't know where it came from.
Hey, that's weird. I don't know what you're getting buttons for. There's lots of buttons. They're just falling from the sky. Okay.
And you get a button, and you get a button. Oh my god.
Mikmick, do you have anything that you want to put forward for this?
Nah, nothing I need to put forward. He's just standing at the back, just seeing if he can try and fix his armor while the play was going and while the rest of the party are talking.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's been a long enough time. I think you probably bent it back into shape.
Yeah.
Cool.
Can I try to persuade him to hire us to figure out what's going on?
What are you going to say, Amnestria?
I'm going to motion up to Claudiu, and I'm going to continue on what I was doing. Well, you see, we've come here with... Is it Barca? Right? The name's
My fake
Barca,
name?
right? Yes.
Vasca.
Thank you, Vasca. We've come here with Vasca to not only find who she is, and to find Radaka, but now that we're here, we can help you with your little mystery. We've brought along a rather fantastic detective, Mr. Claudiu up there.
Ask him how much!
Seems like quite of a mercenary sort, but
Forgive him, he's also a drunk, but he is good at his job.
a drunk mercenary detective.
He is the best when he drinks.
I can't hear that. How much?
Master, make a persuasion check.
He did.
Oh, you
I'll
did
make
already?
another one. I totally made that before.
Oh, 16? 16 is fine.
16.
Yeah, 16. Yeah, okay, I didn't see it. Sorry.
No, that's Maeve's, I guess. I don't know who's
Maeve's
persuading.
was 16, yeah.
That's Maeve. Maeve is the one persuading.
Maeve is the persuader. So, yeah, Amnestria, I think what happens is this. The Meistersinger says, we have so little in our coffers, but I suppose that if you can solve this mystery and before the festival in 3 days, I would be greatly appreciative. I would, of course, pay your detective friend there his fee. What does he normally charge for these kinds of things?
Can I hear that from up there next to Mikmick?
I think you sort of you see hand motions. You probably make out a couple of, without a perception check, like a decent perception check, you probably hear fee him.
Lots of gold is good. Or goat's blood, cow's blood, or I don't know. You discuss it with them. Also, if you have no money, then maybe we can exchange something for Ragamuffin. I mean, what's their fucking name?
Radaga?
Radaga!
Is it me or is Claudia turning into John Malkovich a bit? Just
I don't know
a
what's
little
happening.
bit. Just a
I have
little bit.
no idea.
Just a little
There's
bit.
a little bit of edge.
Yeah,
There's a little bit of edge.
Just a little intonation of John Malkovich. Yeah, the goat's blood, the cow's blood thing sort of makes the Meistersinger go.
He's an alchemist, too. It's very varied. He dabbles in everything.
Okay.
Good.
Well,
Everyone
I mean,
needs a hobby.
certainly. I do have a certain favor to call in from the butcher, so I could certainly get the lamb's blood and the. He sort of calls up. Is sheep's blood acceptable, sir?
No!
Damn.
You were just singing a song about blood.
That's the Madosti Mora, sir.
So where is all the blood?
The song said music was blood. I don't think you can bake with that.
I make actually some really great blood puddings, but I'm not going to I'm not going to get involved in this. But either way, I mean, I can certainly. How much blood do you require, sir, for your alchemy?
12 pints.
That's a lot of blood.
Maybe I should go down there, Mikmick. This yelling thing is getting Stupid. What does Mikmick say? He says nothing.
He just stares at you.
While they're shouting about blood, I'm going to go get water. I'll be back.
Concentrating on his armor. He doesn't even realize that Claudiu has come back up and sat next to him. He's just in the zone, as they say.
I mean, if you can get us some blood, then that's what he wants. That's what he wants.
12 pints of blood. I guess I will have to call in.
Or gold pieces, man? I mean, like, that works too.
How about half gold, half blood? I don't do 12 pints. I can certainly do 6, I think.
How much gold is blood, though?
How much gold is blood, exactly?
I mean, I don't really sort of go about the understanding of the blood to gold exchange rate. But I guess 30 gold?
You want me to find a murderer for 30 gold pieces? 30 gold pieces?
Are we haggling now over blood and gold? Was that what we're doing right now?
We're not haggling over blood and gold. I'm asking you to have empathy, man.
Empathy?
I'm asking you to have empathy, yes. Empathy. You want me to risk my neck because, I mean, think about it for a second. This murderer might take my tongue or my teeth. And 30 gold pieces? I mean, if I was to get my throat slit, sir, I'd say more than 30 gold pieces?
Okay. At this point,
we're negotiating for blood and gold.
Yeah, there's a big old blood haggle going on right now. Claudiu, I'm going to sort of say that this line of questioning is persuasion, but because you're making it is sort of falling into your little anxiety problem. But I'm going to say that because you're doing such a good job, that it sort of it will negate. So I'll go ahead and give you just a straight persuasion roll on this one.
Okay, yeah, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, 5. Poop. He's like, sir, I do honestly appreciate all of your efforts, as well as the efforts of Vasca, who would of course join you, as well as her compatriots who have been so kind as to accompany her here home to her loving home of Amherst. But we do have quite a serious problem on our hands. If you cannot find it, I'll have to simply go with Gorgov. 30 gold, I think, is a susceptible amount.
And 6 pints of blood.
And 6 pints of blood, yes.
Oh.
Information on Radaga's home?
Yes.
Yeah, I will give you whatever information I can find about Radaga, yes.
And do you have any...
If you can give us access to where Radaga lived when she was here, tell me where on earth Vasca lived.
Oh, Vasca lived, of course, in the same house that your aunt lived, the woodcarver's house.
Great.
Also, I will need an LOE on Radaga.
A what?
An LOE on when you can an ETA on when you can deliver that information.
I'm like changed into work mode there for a second. I'm like an LOE. What the fuck?
All right.
Level of effort.
Am I a project manager all of a sudden?
In order to appease my garrulous friend over here, if you could provide 6 pints of, I look at Claudiu, whatever animal's blood is available, 15 gold, and the information on Radaga, would that be considered an acceptable deal to you?
Yes, that would be acceptable.
Claudiu?
I still need an ETA on the Radaga information.
3 days.
That's before the festival.
That is before the festival. That is correct.
But we have to solve this crime before the festival.
That is correct.
Okay.
Well, if he's paying us with information, though I would prefer some of it up front. Her home in particular, and any family members still residing in the village?
He says, I don't have that information offhand. I would have to obtain it.
If you could provide that as soon as possible.
I have many connections I can prevail upon to find, or perhaps even look for Radaga if she still is hereabouts. And let me know where it is she lived outside the village, if she still lives there indeed.
Could we do... Look, I'll do your... because 30 is a strange number of gold pieces. You see, there's 4 of us, and dividing 30 gold pieces is a bit odd.
I do apologize. I did not know that you were sharing your fee with your compatriots.
Of course. I will divvy up the gold evenly. So 28 gold pieces, it's fine. If you give me the Radaga information in 1.5 days.
I cannot make promises about that, sir, but I will be more than happy to make this a number divisible by 3. 28, you said?
A number divisible by 4, sir.
By 4. I do
4.
apologize. By 4.
4.
I do have one final request.
He sort of begins to tire a bit. Yes.
It's a very simple one. If you could be so kind as to not run around telling everyone that Vasca has returned, it seems that nobody recognizes me until someone says the name. So if perhaps you could just call me Moynat for the time being.
Oh. He sort of looks down for a second and he says, like he's trying to taste it in his mouth. He's like, moy.
All right, how about
Moy. It's such a strange.
how about Muriel?
Jesus. They just get more complicated. How about Mo? Does Mo work?
Very well.
She looks at Elbalthan, and Elbalthan, in your head, she hears, "If you don't shut up, you will lose your teeth for real, I swear."
Does Mo work? Is Mo okay?
It's Mo. He says, "I'll."
No.
How about Muriel? Is that it?
Yes.
I will respect your wishes, Vasca, and call you by the name that you have chosen. Then, Muriel.
Thank you.
But I must let you know, many of us in Amherst will still remember you as little Vasca. And he sort of makes this like cutesy doll face.
Indeed.
I do have one other request, if possible.
Oh my gosh, yes.
It's simple. I just need some bandages. See, I kind of hurt myself earlier.
You sort of like expose your arm, and everyone sees this slash on Amnestria's arm, like this jagged cut on her arm that goes basically from her wrist down to like mid forearm. Like,
Do I see that? I see that. Huh?
She's
Oh,
doing her
that-
best to cover it up with like bandages she made from the apron, but they're not bandages.
No, that looks terrible.
It's- It is quite painful, actually.
Yes. Bye.
Claudiu has this sort of strange look in his eyes as he looks at your arm and then walks away.
You said it was a silver blade, right?
No, like a flash of flash of silver. It wasn't necessarily. You don't know. It could have been a silver, but you've no idea.
I wasn't sure if she might have saw exactly what cut her. That's all.
No.
Okay, thanks. I just want to make sure.
Some kind of blade, for certain.
Yeah. Something sharp.
Definitely. Okay. With that, the Meister Singer says, "Well, I don't know where it is that you would prefer to start your investigations, but you are more than welcome to stay at the inn. Perhaps begin your search anywhere you would like."
I think we'll go to my aunt's house if you don't mind.
Oh, certainly, of course.
Scene of the crime.
One of them, yes.
That's. What about those bandages?
Scene of which crime?
The logs.
Well, there was a crime, and then there wasn't a crime, right?
I'm pretty sure
So-
they were both a crime, that's the point.
Whatever.
Take your own
log
speech.
was it?
Oh, I feel so safe and secure within the good graces of this fantastic detective crew. He just smiles.
You shouldn't. There's a murder running around.
Well, I'm sure you will help discover the identity of this murderer.
Indeed.
Right, I'm going to go pay my respects to my aunt. Good day. And I'm just going to start walking up
All
the
right.
stairs. Like,
Fair
I'm
enough.
Done. My nut is done. This town is already driving her insane.
Mikmick, we're going to discover a murder.
Cue the Hercule Poirot music.
As Mikmick, he's hearing the Claudiu shout back down to the man, where he's discovering a murder. It's like that's what snaps him out of what he was doing. It's like, what?
He missed the whole fucking thing. It's great.
And he doesn't mean
He's
clothes.
working on his armor.
Yeah.
That's why he was sitting up there. He was
He's like,
sitting out of the way working on his armor.
What's going on?
Can't walk through this wall. There seems to be some force field.
Yes,
that is stopping me.
it's an invisible wall that's preventing you from moving on to the next scene because there is something quite invisible that is stopping us, which is a break, which is what we're going to take.
Oh,
It
break
is time
saw.
for break. So we'll take a 5 minute, 7 minute. How you guys good? 4.
5 is good.
5 is good. All right, we'll do a 5 minute break and we'll come back. The investigation begins,
Bum-ba-da-ba.
and we'll start a break. Right, meow. See you in 5 minutes, folks. Bye.
Yeah.
Your arm isn't stream bear.
Yeah, get that.
It's blurry.
It's weird. It's like a blurry arm. There's yay. Hey, there's the birthday boy. All right, arm.
Ah!
Tell the arm happy birthday. It's Sarah's
Arm, they
husband.
say happy birthday to you.
It's Sarah's husband's birthday today.
That's his arm.
He's 21.
He's 21 today. Go do shots, babe.
Happy birthday, B. All right. Coming on back to Barovia. Well, actually, you're not in Barovia. You guys are in Kartakas. On screen, you will see what the Meister Singer looks like. Well, he's a fashionable guy. Just, I don't know who he looks
Nice
like.
little cravat happening there.
Yeah, he's very, very, sort of.
Like it is warm.
Yeah, well, like, I'm trying to think of who he looks like.
He does kind of look like somebody, but I can't place it either.
It's just like it's on the tip of my tongue, and I can't even.
It'll come to somebody at some
All right.
point.
That said, Jeff Messon says I encourage birthday shots or at least a nice birthday scotch.
We had some birthday whiskey earlier, and now he's having a birthday beer.
Birthday beer works for me. All right. That said, let's head on back to Amherst, where you guys are, and I'll just ask you straight up: where is it that you guys want to start your investigation?
Well, you said we walked past the woodcarver's
You did.
house.
There are
and
a few different places. Yeah.
That's technically mine now, so let's go there.
Technically, it is. Yeah. All right, the woodcarver's house is, or woodcarver's shop is right, sort of the northeast corner of the village, like right around here.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm just like kind of like keeping my head down and trying not to make eye contact with anyone as I walk through the village.
Yeah. Okay. Make a stealth check.
Okay.
Let's see how good.
Ah, fuck my life.
You like try to
Trained
hide.
in this shit.
You like try to hide, but then like as you walk through the village, people are like, "Is that Vasca? Oh my gosh, that's Vasca! Oh my gosh, Vasca!" And like people like run up to you and like, "Vasca, I'm so glad to see you back. Oh, Vasca!" And they get all like emotional about it. A couple of like children run up and say, "Vasca's home! Vasca's home! Yay!"
Oh my god. My Nat just smiles and she's like, "Forgive me, I need to go to my aunt's house."
"Oh, we're so sorry, Vasca. Yes. Oh. And they like immediately get sad about it.
Good.
Jesus Christ.
This is amazing.
I've made
Like,
children
that
sad. Good.
It's great. It's
So
absolutely
good already.
it's great.
Here, I'll
I think all the flowers are making them high. I think that's what's happening in this town.
okay.
Making who high? You?
The whole town. They're all fucking nuts. Batshit.
Claudiu, if you would like to join your compatriots, they are on the northeastern side of the village, right outside of the woodcarver's shop. Woodcarver!
Nestor would stop in front of the door and, "After you, Vasca."
I hate you all.
So,
She's gonna open the door if she can, if it's not locked.
okay. The door is not locked.
Great, I'm going in.
Okay, 1 second while I bring myself to the woodcarver shop. So I make sure that I'm doing the right thing here. Okay, here we go. The woodcarver shop. Yeah, cool. You do see, there is no name over the woodcarver shop. It is very simple. It just says woodcarver, in common. It obviously carved into the wood over the lintel of the door. What I will do is let me see if this works. I will bring you to the woodcarver's workshop map. Boop. Let's see if this works.
Nice.
It's a lot of maps.
So many maps.
See that?
So many maps.
Map. All right.
All right. So
Looks
there
like
you
there's
are.
A table. There's a table blocking the door. Oh, that's a window. Is this?
That
the
is the window. Yes. And
Okay.
you see just as well, just like many buildings in this particular village, at the window are these beautiful yellow flowers. You sort of look in at the window, and you do sort of like see that there is someone behind the counter inside. And as you sort of peer inside, the woman is whittling away at something. She's a sort of a tall woman. She's got sort of dirty blonde hair. She's wearing a leather jerkin, and she has a rather large whittling knife, which she's using to whittle something on the counter there. The door is right by where Claudiu is.
Cool. I will open it and go in.
All right. You open the door.
I'm assuming a delightful bell tinkles as the door opens.
It does. You hear ding 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 ding, and the woman behind the counter sort of looks to the door as the 3 of you or 4 of you enter, and she says, "Welcome to the woodcarver's shop. How can I help?" Oh, Vaska, you've returned.
Apparently I have. I'm sorry, what's your name?
I'm Dragica. You remember me, of course. I was younger, since you probably remember me, but, yes. I'm so sorry. Business hasn't been good, and I got distracted for a second, but it's so good to see you. And then she thinks for a second. She's like, "Oh, no. Of course. Yes, your aunt. I'm so very, very sorry for your loss."
Yes, well, I've only just learned of it, so it's still quite fresh. I would, however, like to go visit the old home, if you don't mind.
She sort of like puts the thing that she's whittling down on the counter, and she says, "I remember your aunt bringing me here so long ago for the first time."
Would like to do an insight check.
Be my guest.
I want to make sure that she is not being deceptive.
Pull out your magnifying glass. Are you deceiving me? 17. You don't detect anything sort of deceptive about her nature. She's just starting to go on, though. She's like a little effusive. And she says, "I can remember the first time that Zagi brought me here."
Yes, there will be plenty of time for reminiscences later, but at the moment I have some business to attend to, if you don't mind.
Oh.
And I'm just going to head back to this door and open it.
Okay. You just sort of go right to the door. And she says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, of course." You open the door, and the door there brings you outside again. You see the back door of the woodcarver's shop, and you see that there's a cart there.
Her house is here too, right?
This is actually the only building.
I asked where she lived, and they said the woodcarver house.
That's correct. This is a 2-floor building.
Oh, but I didn't. There's no. Where are the stairs then? Outside?
You don't see any stairs here outside, but you do see a log pile right.
But there were no stairs inside either. How the fuck do you get upstairs?
Well, there's other doors. There's a door behind Dragica.
Okay.
Excuse me,
Well, then I'm gonna go check out this wood pile.
Dragica.
Oh, there's a door by the wood pile as well. I see.
There
You
is
have
a
to
window
Vaska.
by the door.
Oh, window.
Dragatica.
Dragica.
Where? Dragica. Ah! Where were the bodies found? The bodies of Vasquez here, Jont, and the other body, the body of the one to be wed. Yes. Where were they found?
I'm so sorry. Are you Vasquez? Husband?
I'm investigating the. Oh, yeah, no. I'm investigating the murders.
Oh my goodness!
This is the great Sir Claudius.
So Claudius.
Yes.
Fuck.
I'm not even gonna make you roll a deception. That's fucking amazing. All right, Sir Claudius, it is. Sir Claudius.
Claudius Maximus.
Claudius of whatever works.
I am now a Roman.
It's fantastic. I mean, it works for me. She says, "Oh my goodness, I didn't know Vasca was friends with a. Are you a detective, a member of the government police?"
No, I'm a psychiatrist. But I do need to see where the bodies were and the crime scene, so to speak.
Oh, I see. Well.
He's.
Oh no, go ahead, please. I do apologize.
Oh no, he's just quite well versed in many things.
Okay. Well, I can show you to where the body of poor Zagi was found outside, right by the logs.
Well, Zagia, yes.
Yes.
Take us there.
Vasca, I guess she just sort of intuitively knew. She went right outside in that direction. Yes.
Oh, yes. Yes, we'll go in that direction and we won't touch a thing.
Oh.
Thank you.
Dragica.
She may be in shock too, losing her aunt like that. It was unexpected.
Of course.
To find out.
To say the least.
Why do you want me to say tongue twisters for names?
It's great. I mean, these are Slavic names.
The Dragica?
Dragica, yeah.
Dude, I got a Slav next door. I will just ask her.
Yeah, Zagia, Dravica, Dragica.
Ivan.
Ivan.
Ivan. Yeah, that's definitely a Slavic name.
Yeah.
Ivan Ivanovich.
Draco. Yeah.
Draco is yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vasca. Anyway, so yeah, the wood, the pile of logs, right? It's still in disarray. Clearly, not too long after the murder, having collapsed, I guess. And I mean, just from observing it, the scene is pretty consistent of the story, or with the story of Zagia dying in this tragic accident.
Do you see my investigation roll?
Let's take a look. It's to 21 on your investigation.
And I rolled a 17 because
Excellent.
I did intend to do the same thing.
Okay. You don't see anything. You look around the area with the logs. There's a bit of sort of dried blood on the ground near where the logs are. Beyond that, you don't notice very much, although something does sort of pique your interest, Claudiu, which is that there are a few boxes where these yellow flowers are. And every box under almost every window that you have seen has had these yellow flowers, except for the ones that are near this window. There is no box there. That's
Going to
sort of
look
odd.
I'm going to look over at Muadnhait, and I am going to say, do you not find it odd that every window in this house has a yellow flower, yet this window does not?
Seems that every window in this town is surrounded by yellow flowers.
Not this window, though.
I'm going to peer into the window and see what appears to be a kitchen.
Yes, there is a kitchen with pots and pans, kitchen utensils, vegetables.
the window latched? Does it open?
It is latched on the inside, yes.
Okay, so it is latched. It's not.
Yeah, you can't just sort of like,
You can't just jimmy it open.
No, you can't.
I'm not trying to break it open. I was trying to see if something could have gone easily in or out of the window.
You can try
It is
with.
latched.
I'll tell you what. I will allow you, if you would like, to try to unjimmy the window or unlatch the window from the outside with a sleight of hand check, if you want to try that.
Mostly, I'm just trying to see if somebody else could have done it easily.
I see. With your investigation, I will say that you don't see any evidence of that.
Okay.
How about this axe here in this stump?
Yeah, it looks like it's the axe, looks used. It doesn't look like unused. You don't see any signs of rust on it.
Is there blood at the end of the...
No, not with your 21. You see no blood of any kind, actually near that axe.
I would like to investigate this kitchen, yes.
Well, you have to go inside.
Well, how do we get inside there? Yeah?
I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back into the shop, and I'm going to cross to the woman whose name I've already forgotten and say... Dragaka, and say, forgive me. I'm going to, try to say her name, and then just no words come out and say, forgive me, again. But if you don't mind, I would like to go into my aunt's house.
Oh, yes, of course. I do apologize. Yes, please, by all means. And she sort of quickly sort of moves to the door behind her after opening it, of course. And you see a small corridor inside with a few doors.
And I will step into the corridor.
Okay. You see a door to the north, a door to the west, and a door to the east.
A follower.
Guessing the one to the west is the kitchen, which Claudiu wants to check out. I'm going to
Door
go
to the east, actually.
I'm looking around the house for anything, any signs of Vasca. I'm trying to figure out why the hell everyone thinks I'm Vasca.
Okay.
Yeah, she's looking for...
If there's a painting, a picture, a note, anything.
Strangely enough, there are no paintings or pictures of anyone even resembling you.
Okay.
So while she's going around figuring out her identity, I'm going to question Drakaka.
Okay. Tell me what you said.
Drakaka.
Yes.
Is it? There are yellow flowers in every window in this town. Yes.
Yes.
But why is there no yellow flower in the kitchen?
She sort of looks over in the direction of where the kitchen would be, which is sort of behind her, and she says, I don't know. I guess Zagia didn't put them there.
So, Dragaka, I am not from here. So could you explain to me the significance of these yellow flowers?
Oh, of course, yes. They're known as fox trumpet.
Fox trumpet.
Fox trumpet.
And
yes.
why are they in all the windows in all the homes?
Oh, well, we use fox trumpet for quite a lot of different things, but it is sort of the, I guess you could say it is Amherst's, I don't know. It's just the flower that sort of symbolizes Amherst the most, I guess.
Okay, I shall go explore the kitchen. Thank you, Drakaka.
Oh, we also use it for Mikkel... okay, never mind.
For what?
Mikkelbrow. We distill the essence for Mikkelbrow.
What is Mikkelbrow?
It's oh, I guess you haven't been to the inn yet. Mikkelbrow is it's our beer. It's our liquor. It's wonderful stuff.
Oh, I shall peruse that stuff later.
Of course.
Yes.
Yes. It's.
So now back to the investigation, Drakaka.
Yes. Of course.
So I open the door to the kitchen.
Okay.
And I'm going the opposite way.
And you're going the opposite way. All right.
So there's 3 doors now?
There are 3 doors.
2?
One to the north, one to the west, one to the east. So
I'll do the north then.
Fantastic. I will open all 3 doors then. Easy for me to do. All right. Door to the east. Kitchen, clearly. door to the west, some kind of a sitting room, and door to the north, the toilet.
Fair enough.
Muadnhait, when you enter the room to the west, you see that there's a wonderful hearth there, and a stairwell up to the second floor.
Going to look around the room to see if I find anything interesting in the sitting room before heading upstairs.
Sure, I mean, it's a really tidy sort
Terrible
of
investigation
space. Make an investigation.
I did 10.
Okay. Yeah, you don't notice very much other than it's very, very tidy. That's for certain.
I feel like I should have switched my expertise over to investigation.
It happens.
Given the way that this campaign is going. But hey, next level up.
Am I going to have to roll another investigation check in the kitchen, or can we just keep that same investigation?
No, please do, because we made her do one, so same thing for you.
Okay.
Still pretty good.
Thanks.
Yeah, you meticulously part your way through the kitchen. It's very nicely sort of accoutered with all kinds of stuff inside, and you see sort of a copper pot for distillery inside. You see a couple of cooking pots. The occasional piece of fruit or bread. Typical farmer's kitchen, essentially.
Nothing here that's any...
Nothing in this room, but something sort of makes you feel like something's weird in that workshop room. You looked around it sort of tertiarily, but you feel like
In this room that I'm in now, or in
the
room...
kitchen. The kitchen is where you are right now, but the room that you were sort of just that you looked, but you didn't really sort of take a really good look around.
The main room, the shop.
The main
itself.
workshop itself.
Oh, okay. Let me look around there then.
Please, by all means. So you leave the kitchen, nothing to be seen here. Whilst you do that, Mikmick, what are you doing?
Well, as the party was talking to the owner, he was exploring around the outside of the house, and doing that, looking in through the windows, he did see that each of these rooms from the outside. But I think he would probably join Muadnhait in the sitting room with the staircase, intending to go up the staircase with her.
Okay, cool beans.
And I had a question.
Yeah.
Is there a mirror in the bathroom?
There is.
Oh, well, Amnestria's going to nope out of that room and go back to the workshop.
Okay, yeah, you immediately like...
Okay, what do I see in the workshop?
Give me one more investigation, please, Alex.
Oh, seriously, dude?
Yes, seriously, dude.
We didn't used to do these.
I know. This is a different...
Oh,
Okay.
so you
How about that
complain,
investigation?
Okay. So you complain until you get a nat 20. I get it. It's that cool. I get it.
So
He
much
has to get
rolling.
back into his albalthan boots.
Yes, exactly.
Yep, I was like,
I-
you can take the man out of the road, but you can't take the road out of the man.
Rolling is fun. Rolling is the unless I get the physical dice in my hand again, I don't feel like I love it. You are immediately drawn, as if by just your innate understanding of the situation. You're like, man, I should have been a fucking criminal forensic psychologist, because you go and are immediately drawn to this table over here, where you just sort of looked and didn't really see, as they say. And you notice that there are a whole bunch of wood carving tools. But what is missing? You see like that they're all laid out very tidily. But one of these tools, a chisel, is missing.
Excuse me, Drakaka.
She looks over and she says, yes.
I believe there is a tool missing from this table. Yes?
She sort of like looks concerned and like walks over and says, I'm sorry, what?
Yes, you see here, all these chisels are lined up, yeah?
Oh,
But there's a chisel missing, yeah?
yes. Yeah, you are 100% right. Yes, I do remember one of my chisels went missing about a week ago after Draco visited.
Draco.
Yes, Draco.
It wasn't Draco the man that was going to marry
Zagia, yes.
Yes.
The man that had his tongue cut out.
Oh,
Or
no, that
no?
was his
Father had his
father.
tongue cut out.
Draco's
Ah.
father, yes. It's a horrible
Draco's
disease.
father's had his
I
tongue cut
mentioned it to Zagia, of course, but Zagia refused to say anything to Draco because, well, they were to be married, of course, and she would never accuse him of theft, so I dropped it.
Tell me, Drakaka, about Drago. What kind of man is he?
Draco? Very handsome. Very handsome indeed.
Personality-wise, talk to me about his mind. His,
He's...
personality.
I guess, to be honest, he's quite the performer, I guess you could say. But he doesn't like to really talk about it that much. He's much more of, well, to be honest, he's just, he's very smooth, I guess. He's confident.
When you say performer, what kind?
Oh, he's just, very sort of emotionally,
He's a flamboyant character.
That's exactly it. Flamboyant.
Yes, but listen, Drakaka, I feel like you do not know Draco.
Oh, Draco? Yes, of course I do.
Okay, well then, describe to me him.
Dark skin, brown eyes, very interesting haircut. I do like it.
Interesting.
Wears furs, but of course, with the trade, understandable.
And when he interacts with others, is he always pleasant?
As far as I can tell, occasionally does perhaps drink too much, but that is to be understood. If you have the kind of job he has, you encounter wild beasts in the woods often, so it does take a toll.
Matt, do the chisels on the table look like something that could be used to remove a person's tongue?
I mean, anything with a sharp edge could be.
Yeah, but like, it would be difficult to do it, right? Like you would have to some sort of pin the tongue down and then take the chisel and like hammer it into the tongue, sort of like
Yeah, that would be.
it wouldn't be like an easy task. It's easier to like take a tongue with like a knife.
Yeah, of course.
A dagger. Or
I mean,
some sort.
I have no personal experience with pulling tongues out of people's faces, but I can only tell you what I know, which is chisels are, hacking. Right? They're like ice picks. Yeah.
So someone would have to hack a tongue out.
Yeah.
So there's a chisel missing. Is there anything else in this room that draws my attention?
That from that nat 20, you know that pretty much of all of the different things that are laid out in their complete and total sort of sleeping with the enemy order, so to speak, that is the only thing that sort of really caught your eye. Nothing else really is out of place here.
I had a question, actually. You mentioned that the woods have a great many animals. Is it a dangerous place?
It can be, if you don't know what you're doing.
We're not really from around here, so we're looking for Udaga's home, and we know it's outside of town, so we thought we would ask. I thought I would ask.
Who?
She used to live here some time ago.
Oh. I'm sorry to say I don't know who that is.
That's all right.
But that said, I'm so happy to have been of a great help to you and to Vaska.
Thank you, Drakaka.
Certainly. By all means, if you would like to search the house for any other period of time, you're more than welcome to come back, but yes.
No, we're just waiting for Vaska to find her identity.
Jump cut to Mikmick and Vaska, so to speak,
Heading up the stairs.
who have head up the stairs to the second floor. I will bring you both there myself, actually. Let me bring you there. Let me bring you there. Okay. You reach the second floor, which is right there. And you see a writing desk, an ink well with a quill nearby. You don't see anything written on the page. You do, however, see that there is a let's see, where is it? Yeah. This is kind of what you assume to be some kind of a writing room, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a couple of doors above, sort of in the area here.
Yes. I do want to sort of just like look through the desk, open the drawers, see if there's anything worthwhile.
Sure. Yeah, this is the woodcarver's shop, correct? That you wanted to.
Yes.
I do apologize if I misunderstood. This is my own fault. Did you want to go to Zagia's home or Zagia's shop?
I wanted to go to her home.
Okay, apologies, because this
I
is her
asked where
shop.
she lived, and I was
Yes.
told she lived at the shop.
Yes, my fault. She actually doesn't. She lives
Okay.
next door. That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, she has it.
Alright.
Yeah, but this is her shop, which is essentially, very close to her.
So her shop has a kitchen and a bathroom and an office and
Yeah, exactly.
a bathtub, apparently.
Well, absolutely. This does in fact seem to be not where Zagia lives or lived,
Oh,
but
okay.
where Dragica lives.
Oh, okay.
Because Dragica now runs the shop in Zagia's
I'm
absence.
poking around her shit anyway. So
That's fine. That's fine. I didn't want to sort of go too deep down that rabbit hole.
Thank you. Because I thought we were in Aunt's house. That's why I'm looking for pictures.
No
of
problem, and I
Okay,
apologize in
alright.
advance. But hey, I mean, this is all
Understood.
information.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll
It's still info. We can still snoop through her shit.
Sure, snoop
We'll
away.
just roll more investigation checks.
I will reduce my investigation checks for you, Alex, because I
Only
know
for you.
because you
But he's
hate
been doing so well with
rolling
them.
dice.
No, man, it was the triple threat. I would just roll 3 things, and then it would last for like 15 minutes.
That's
You're
fine.
not El Balthan anymore.
That's true. That's true. He's done. All right. I will tell you what you see on the second floor, so we can move on if you'd like.
Sounds good. Yes.
Okay, cool. So the second floor has obviously this this sort of more of an attic, to be honest, than anything. And this attic houses two things: obviously the restroom and Dragica's small bedroom. And the door to Dragica's bedroom is in fact closed.
But that's why Mikmick was while Moynat was searching the desk, Mikmick was going around making sure all the doors are unlocked.
The only door that is unlocked is this one. Sorry, the only door that is locked, I should say, is this one.
So I'm guessing he'll probably try and lockpick the door.
Sure, you have lockpicks?
Yeah, but technically they were broken in the last.
Do you have the artificer talent that lets you make a tool?
Yes, but I need thieves' tool for that, and I've got thieves' tools. So.
Ooh.
There you go.
Hot. All right, so you're going to use
I've
those
already
thieves' tools
used
then?
that ability to make smith's tools to fix Amnestria's armor.
Beautiful things. So you do have thieves' tools, correct?
Yes,
Be my guest.
and I have proficiency in thieves' tools as well.
There you go.
Lock that pick, I should say.
That's it. The
Pick
right
that lock.
tools for the job.
Yeah.
All right, so use that proficiency plus a dex check, and let's go. That is a 12.
12.
Yeah, let me see if that's
And
enough.
another nat one.
Yeah, that's not
his
enough.
roll didn't show up on my screen. Weird.
Oh, that's because for some reason or other, it actually
Yeah,
whispered it to me for some reason. That's okay. Chat sees it, so they know it's real. A 12 is not enough. You put your thieves' tools in the lock, and you're like, fucking thing. Well, shit. You could try again, but it's going to be of a higher DC.
Can I try it using sleight of hand?
Dexterity. A lot of DMs use sleight of hand. I think it's a dexterity check, and if you have thieves' tools, you can use proficiency.
I can borrow his.
Yes, you can definitely borrow his. But do you have proficiency in thieves' tools?
I do not.
Then just a straight dex check would work.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're not still gonna try because why not?
Hell yeah.
16.
That is enough. Surprisingly, you've watched enough over maybe Mikmick's shoulder to know what the hell you're doing. Either that, or maybe it's just pure luck, and you just stick it in, wiggle it around, and then you hear a sharp click. And the remnants of Mikmick's first attempt sort of tumble out of the lock.
There you go. He helped.
Yes, he definitely helped. Jamming it in there, and that probably caused the tumblers to go. And the door is able to be opened.
But let's open it.
Okay, who opens it?
I will.
Cool. Make you open the door.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Rocks
see,
fall, you die.
it's a DM trick every time. Every time. Okay.
So why not can join him?
Yes. Here we go.
There we go.
Oh, that's a messy bedroom.
It is a messy bedroom. You do see a messy bedroom. There are piles of dirty clothes, plates, several books, most of which seem to indicate that they are about wood carving. If you want to sort of case the place, you can make an investigation check.
Yes, I do.
Let's go for investigation.
She's taken over my aunt's business. My aunt's business.
I might as well. Nat 1! Mikmick! Gunk! You're like, what is this shit? Meanwhile, Muadnhait is like carefully picking and sifting through all the stuff upstairs. You find, looking through some of these books, you're like, woodworking, nothing. And then you find a couple books that are not on woodworking. You actually note that there are a few books on other themes. You see there's a book that's a cookbook, actually a couple cookbooks with lengthy chapters on baking, and a book discussing the uses of furs, animal pelts.
Interesting. Because the guy that Auntie was supposed to marry is a furrier, yes?
Correct.
Showing a little interest in his interests. Oh, curious. Is there anything like bookmarked or anything in the books on baking, or
Nope.
dog-eared pages? No.
No dog-eared pages, no bookmarks.
Baking and furs. All right. Well, not exactly as helpful as I thought it would be, but maybe a bit of something there. Let's get out of here and go check out my aunt's house, shall we? I'm just going to call her that. Why the hell not?
Works for me. All right. I will take the two of you, unless there's anything else, Mikmick, that you'd like to do, and bring you back to the main floor.
Good
Cool.
to go back down.
All right. I'll bring it back down. Boop, boop. And there you guys are. There you go. Amnestria and Claudiu. You do during that time notice now that Mikmick and Muadnhait have rejoined you from ostensibly upstairs.
Yeah, welcome back.
Already forgotten her name again.
Dragaka.
Dragaka. Dragaka, would you happen to know if my aunt kept a set of spare keys to her home here in the shop?
Yes, there is a stone. And she often would leave a set of keys under the stone. You're more than welcome to them, if you'd like.
Thank you so much. And, Well, I'm sure I'll be seeing you around.
I hope so.
I'm going to
Again,
leave the others to do
and
as
she
they
like
will, and I'm gonna...
as you turn, she says, "Vaska," and she like puts her hand on your shoulder. I'm so very
Yeah?
sorry.
Thank you. Moynot has kind of reached the point where she's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna lean into this shit. Okay, fine. Realizing that she can't get away from it, that everyone thinks she's Vaska. Like, at first she thought that lady was just drunk, but now it's 3 people in a row. She's like, fine, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And is going to head outside and go looking for that stone while the others do what they will.
Okay. Yeah, you do see a cottage of about, I don't know, 30 or 40 yards away.
That is where Moynot is headed.
Okay.
Then.
How about the rest of you?
Follow her.
Okay. Claudiu and Mikmick.
Probably follow the party wherever they go.
Alrighty.
Still not really understanding what the whole party's doing, so he's just trying to understand.
He also
what the
hasn't
party's-
asked.
Yeah.
No,
Believe-
exactly. So it's just what
That's why he nat one upstairs. He doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
I have a sneaking suspicion that a chisel was stolen by
The guy.
Draco.
Draco.
Draco? I have a sneaking suspicion that the new woodcarver in town had a thing for Draco, so let's go pay a visit to my aunt's house and see what we can discover.
Absolutely. Let me bring you to the house of Madame Zagia. There you are. You are now in front of the house of Zagia. There are a couple of windows on the side of the house. It's a small house, right? So, but the door is right in front of Amnestria, actually.
I'll toss her the keys so she can open it.
I'll open the door then with the keys.
Cool, cool, cool. All right. Rocks fall, you die. I'm kidding. Here we go.
slip on the cobblestones
And you
and
die.
face plant into a
I
door,
hope not.
and it opens.
Not again! All right. There we go. The door is now open. Let me see if I can find the house. Cool. Here we are. So yeah, I mean, it's a nice house. It's kind of it's got a large living room. You see that the main floor has like a dining room table set for 4. You see that over the fireplace, which
Is the fireplace where Amnestria is standing?
wait a minute.
I don't think there's a fireplace there.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not indicated there's a fireplace, but there is in fact a fireplace here. Just let's use our imagination. But there is in fact a fireplace, probably where Amnestria is standing.
Yeah.
Let's just call it there. Is a family portrait of some kind that depicts 1, 2, 3 women. One who is sort of in her probably late 20s. One who's in maybe her 30s, and a child.
What does the child look like?
Yeah, the child actually has has very pale skin, sort of a long face, and hair that's like all the way down to the floor. Like really long hair.
The hair. It's my fucking hair. Oh, these people are so stupid.
Make an investigation check, please. Why not?
18.
The strange thing about this painting is that although it appears old, some of the paint is still wet.
Where?
At the probably edges of the painting.
Okay. I'm gonna sort of smear the wet paint with my finger and see if there's anything under it.
You sort of smear some of it and it comes off on your fingers. You don't see anything under it, but it is wet paint. Are you near someone, by the way? I don't see you anymore on the map.
Me? I'm right
Oh.
behind Amnestria.
Oh, that's so weird. It doesn't show you there. I think Amnestria, like for some
Let me
reason.
move.
There we go. Amnestria was like hiding. Like, oh, that was so weird.
That's bizarre.
I didn't see you.
Painting
What
has taken
happened?
her.
Yeah. What happened? Okay, cool. There is a stairwell as well going up to a second floor.
I'm gonna point. I'm gonna sort of look at the wet paint on my fingers and show them down and say, "This painting is new. They're not stupid. They're fucking with me." Well, this just got a whole lot weirder. And I'm gonna go open this door back here.
Sure. I'll tell you a little bit more about the living room of the house. There are some beautifully
yeah.
carved shelves filled with carved wooden bowls, utensils, pots, tools, books, and these books, you see this sort of on their spines. They're mostly just about wood or trees. Excuse me. And a couple of them are like, they seem to be, they don't have any titles on them at all. You sort of like grab one, pull it off the shelf. They're like sketchbooks of trees and of items of wood, designs of wooden items. And you do see that on the walls are just a whole bunch of wood carvings.
Still gonna open this door.
Okay, cool. All right. You open that door. It's a kitchen.
No.
Small kitchen, but a kitchen nonetheless.
How is the painting attached to the wall? Is it just hanging there?
Yeah, it's hanging on a nail.
Nice to take it off.
Take it off.
Behind it.
There's nothing behind it.
Look at the back of the painting.
Look at the back of the painting. It's got some matting in it.
Is there a
I
date
just
on
heard the
painting?
cow in the background sound.
There's
and I
no
was like, what
date
the hell is that?
or signature on the painting.
Is it possible to take the backing off of it?
Yeah, sure. You can take the back off. You sort of like peel the backing off, and there's some canvas there.
All right. Put it back.
Okay, you put it back on the wall.
Put it back on crooked.
What the shit? It's just
It's
ruined
crooked
the
and
whole feng shui of the place, man.
I already smeared the paint on the corner. The feng shui is fucked.
He puts it back up correct, and then she stares at it for a second and just rubs her chin, and then she just gently pushes it crooked. It's like,
Nice. Awesome. Claudiu, what are you doing?
I'm just looking about, I guess. I mean, this is we're here to explore Vasca's upbringing, I'm guessing.
Yeah, this is her
If
aunt's
she
house.
even fucking exists. Yeah, Muadnhait is very put off by this brand new painting. I really want to know who painted this. To ask around, find out who the artists in town are, I guess.
Okay.
I do want to go back to the sketchbooks. I just want to flip through any of those and see if any of them have like notes or if any of them are a journal or if they're all just sketches.
It's all sketches. You do notice that it's very beautiful sketches. We're talking like someone who is a master artisan.
Are they of the types of trees that we saw outside, that dark wood?
Yes, very much so.
Are any of them labeled? Like, does the type of tree have a name?
No.
Interesting. Okay. I'll go upstairs.
All right. You head upstairs. Anyone else want to head upstairs or anything on this floor that you want to do? There's also a door directly north of where Claudiu is.
great. Go upstairs with her.
Okay.
I'll go
Claudiu and
upstairs
Mikmick.
Well, but before Mikmick goes up, it's like, I'm kind of a few steps behind here. Can somebody tell me what we're actually doing here?
We're investigating a murder.
No, that's actually not what we are doing here. This is not part of the murder. We're trying to figure out Vasca's past, and Muadnhait's new personality.
The woman that everyone seems to think I am in this town. but that painting of her as a little girl is brand new, so I'm questioning, well, pretty much everything right now. I feel like the people at this town might be using us in some fashion with this fabricated tale, but I can't imagine why or how they'd know we were coming. It's all very odd.
Yes.
Unless they can all see the future like Radaga, who the hell knows?
So, this Vasgar, what do you know about her?
That she
Or-
left town 5 or more years ago, and now everyone thinks I'm her returned because her aunt died and her fiancé's father was murdered.
And you think the child in this painting depicts this Vasgar?
I'm assuming yes, because she's got hair like mine, and she's pale like I am. And everyone
mean-
keeps calling me Vasca.
I mean, no offense, why not? But you don't look, 10 years old?
I know that.
And you've only been, they say they've been 5 years ago.
You could try telling that to everyone in this town, but I don't think they care.
I was
Something's
just
going on
to say-
here.
I was just going to say, well, investigating the town, I do know that you have the ability to change how you look. Maybe that's something you should do so you won't be kept being misidentified.
Not a terrible idea. I don't know. In the meantime, I'm going to lean into it, but that might come in handy later. Thank you, Mikmick.
So what are we searching for here in particular? More information about this Pasca? Or
And
what?
the aunt. Figure out what's going on. We did agree to investigate these deaths in exchange for money and information on Radaga, so here we are.
Blood. For some reason.
Oh, and blood. I guess Claudiu's baking again. I don't know.
Okay, that's... So investigating a murder that these people have put us on,
Correct.
and as you said, you're a little bit wary about why they're doing such. Seeing as we've just entered and they seem to know, at least you, pretty
At the
darn
very
well.
least, they're pretending they do, and there's some kind of festival in 3 days. We didn't actually ask what it was, did we?
And then we're going back and forth.
What was that noise?
We
I don't know.
didn't ask about this festival, but I did find this particular fellow. What was his fucking name? The Meister.
Meister singer.
The Meister singer. The master singer. I did find him a bit odd, as well as the townsfolk, all a bit odd. Everybody here is a bit odd.
Oh, they are they're more than odd. They're all insane.
Well, I
You
mean,
know, maybe you really do look like Vasca. Sorry, Mikmick.
If
I
she
was behind
exists.
Claudiu while he was talking to what's-her-face next door.
Takaka.
And, yeah, that one. And they said something about a libation that the whole town likes. Is it possible that maybe that libation is causing their memories to be slightly altered? And if so, would it be safe to drink that?
I don't know.
It doesn't explain the painting, does it?
It may.
Well, I definitely will drink it, and we'll see what happens.
Yes.
That's going to be exciting.
Indeed it is.
In the meantime, I'm going to poke around upstairs.
Okay.
Can
Any
I
of you
join her?
going with, or are you just...
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I think we're all
All
going
right.
with-
I will bring you to the upstairs area. Poof. Who's, besides Amnestria, going with Muadnhait?
The
Just
I-
hang out down here.
You'll hang out down there. Fantastic, lad.
Protect the front door.
Yes, the door, it is open.
It looks like we've got 3 doors up here.
You do.
I'll take this one.
Okay.
I'll take that one.
Which
Or
one are you?
drop out.
There's one here in front of him, in front of Muadnhait. There's one in front of Mikmick, and there's one over here.
I think we've picked our doors.
We've all chosen a door.
Excellent. On three.
What's behind door number one,
It's
Bob?
like Clue. 1, 2, 3, hold. All right. I will open all 3 doors at once. Here we go. Actually, 1,
Boom,
2,
boom,
3.
boom. Did you get the bathroom again, Amnestria?
No, Amnestria did not get the bathroom this time.
Thank God.
I could only see the corner of something, and I thought it might be a tub.
No bathroom for Amnestria this time. Muadnhait, you opened the door to some form of bedroom.
Alrighty.
You're not quite sure what. It's a small bedroom with a small sort of chest of drawers. Mikmick, you find the same, another bed. This one, perhaps strangely accoutered, more for a child, actually, than anyone else. You see sort of a variety of toys placed around the room. Small clothes in sort of dark green and blue. There's a small toy on the bed that looks like... you come closer to it and you're like, that's strange. It looks like a... well, like a dolphin. In the corner
well,
of...
we'll investigate the room.
Yeah, go ahead, make an investigation roll.
Because seeing as this looks like a child's bedroom, and it looks like that child is Vasca, he's going to see if we can put 2 and 2 together. And he rolls a 19.
Okay. I will tell you what you find as soon as I describe the third room that Amnestria has gone into. Give me 1 second. That room, Amnestria, is some kind of sort of like a game room. It looks like you see some kind of a board game on the table. There's cards, a book of some kind open, like a wood carver's book that you see is sort of filled with pictures and things about wood carving, as well as a candelabra and a stag head on the window alongside a very comfortable looking couch.
I will also investigate my bedroom after Mikmick does his.
Okay.
Not as good.
All right.
I'll do that too.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. All the investigations.
All the
All
investigations.
Investigate everything.
We investigate all. 13 and 11. All right. So let's go with Mikmick's 19, then Muadnhait's 13, then Amnestria's 11. Mikmick, your investigation of that room seems... You see childlike drawings hung on the walls. You see toys, other remembrances set on shelves, etc. And some of them are strangely accurate, actually, to what you know of Muadnhait. You see, like, a lyre, a small, maybe 2-foot-tall lyre placed in the corner of the room. You see a lot of sort of aquatic memorabilia placed in various places on the shelves.
Can I ask for something specific?
Sure.
Because does the stuff in here look recent, or does it look like it's been sitting here for years?
With your investigation of 19, you don't see any dust in this room, which makes you feel like it's definitely not been years for certain, maybe not even months.
And he'll just call out from where he is, "Hey, Muadnhait, I think I found, quote-unquote, your room."
As you hear that, Muadnhait, you sort of scan the room that you're in. You see that there's a small closet hung with plain clothing, woodcarver's overalls. You see that there's a trunk at the foot of the bed, and you also see... let's see what else. Yeah, that's pretty much it, actually, in this room. Just the trunk, the bed.
I'll
and
go
the
through the
closet.
trunk and the closet. I'll go through them both.
Okay. The closet has just clothes, very plain, nothing in the pockets, nothing. With your and like I said, I'm gonna sort of see if we can curtail our investigations with your 13. You determine after you open the trunk that there's a few items in the trunk actually that may be of use we're looking at. One is a book that seems to be like Zagia's diary, actually.
Excellent.
You leaf through it a couple pages in. You see that it's full of a lot of sketches, wood carving, trees, etc. It details information about her thriving business, and that she has spoken about this guy Draco quite a lot in her diary. That it's clear, however, from her writing that Draco and Zagia were actually quite different people. Where he was passionate and interested in fancy, flamboyant things, Zagia seems to portray herself in her diary as very, very stoic, very practical sort of person, mostly concerned about the success of her business. She also sort of continues to write about her union with Draco actually producing children who might inherit, because Vasca hasn't been seen since she ran away years ago. Other entries in the diary detail about how Vasca, how after she left home, her sister, Zurella, wasted away, losing her will to go on. And Zagia doesn't blame Vasca, Zurella's daughter, but hopes...
Oh, sorry, it was Vasca's mother was...
Correct.
Okay.
But hopes that Vasca is well wherever she is, as Vasca is her only family after Zurella's death.
Okay.
And because you rolled relatively well on your investigation check, her diary actually sort of goes through a couple of people in the village. She talks about Dragica a little bit, actually, to be, honestly, unfortunately, without very much talent, really only good for menial labor. Nothing really worthwhile speaking about there. Zagia feels in her diary that Zandra, the woman who you met at the front of the village, was actually quite trustworthy and dependable, and laments that fate did not offer Zandra as her apprentice instead of Dragica. And last but not least, the diary also notes that Draco's father, Satori, which is the first time you've actually sort of seen his name, is of closer temperament to her, much more business-oriented, and would have made a better match had he not been in his twilight years.
Cool. Useful indeed. I'm going to hang on to that diary.
Absolutely. Okay. And last but not least, we turn to our number 11 on investigation. That is you, Amnestria. Unfortunately, not very much to speak of here. There's quite a lot of games in this room. Seems to be that someone liked playing games, but you don't see them actually sort of really in a lot of use. Like the cards are still kind of in their pack, just sort of haphazardly scattered across the table. The game board, none of the pieces are out. And the book is unopened.
I'm going to come out and see what it was that Mikmick was saying to me.
And Mikmick will just point to the room. It's like, I just had a look in that room, and there's a lot of water-based paraphernalia in there. I didn't touch anything in case any of it, rings true with you, but...
All right. Why not? We'll step into the child's room and look at all the things that Mikmick saw. Does anything like strike a personal chord for her? Or does it just seem like a bunch of images a kid would draw? Like, is there anything that seems like it actually would have been from her life?
You see drawings on the walls of the sea and ships. Animals under the sea, whales, fish, sharks. And people. People with, instead of legs, fish fins with tails.
Creepy as fuck. Love the music though.
The super cheerful music is making it all even creepier, to be honest.
I know, that's why I put it in.
So
Why
cute.
not just kind of takes it all in and shakes her head and steps back out of the door and says, I don't understand this at all. But I know I don't like it. I'm just going to walk back down the stairs.
That's
All
all
right.
right.
Oh, I mean, if Mikmick wants to talk, she'll stay.
No, Mikmick's pretty much just talking to himself anyway, as Moynat just passes him and just trying to figure out how
But she's trying to figure it out too.
this town would know this much about Moynat. About that stuff that maybe even Moynat doesn't know. It's just there thinking until Amnestria comes out. Unless Amnestria decided to start up a game of D&D by herself.
I mean, she's just kind of examining the room, just seeing the different kind of games, maybe seeing if any of them strike a chord with her own self.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, these are pretty commonplace games. Chess, checkers, backgammon, that kind of stuff. All right. I'll go ahead and say that, Moynat, you come back down the stairs to Claudiu. More than welcome to explain what you have found.
Yeah, I sort of look over and say, this just keeps getting stranger and stranger. First the painting here, and upstairs there's a child's room that... seems like someone got into my head and created what they thought I would want. I don't know how that's possible. And I don't like it. And why me?
It's because you're so cute, Vasilka. I say we go drink some of this golden... what you call it?
Meeklebrow?
Meeklebrow. If anything, I should be the one to test it, I think, yes? Mm-hmm.
It's your answer for everything, isn't it? Very well, let's go get you drunk.
Indeed.
You did pass an inn on the way here, the Grinning Fox Inn.
The green fox? I thought it was like the smiling fox.
The Grinning Fox.
Grinning!
That's the one.
I call upstairs, we're going to get Claudiu drunk. You want to come watch the show?
Do it.
I'm all up for that. I mean, him putting himself in harm's way. Wow. I mean,
Let's go,
I
Mikmick.
think he's probably the most resistant to drinking and getting drunk out of all of us, so...
I would say that's a fair assessment.
So let's get to the bar, as they say.
To the bar!
To the bar!
have to redo the Roll20 because my Roll20 just crashed on me. So give me 1 second, folks. I do apologize. That's all right. I will bring it back on as soon as it comes back.
Roll20 being Roll20. Enough
I
said.
know. What are you gonna do?
Friday, man. Everyone's playing D&D.
Yeah, I don't know. It was very strange. It just like suddenly just went, and so I was like, okay, I'll just restart, and then poo, and it should come back in about 10 seconds. All right. That said, here it comes. You'll leave Zagia's house, and you want to head to the Grinning Fox Inn, yes?
Indeed.
Yes.
Excellent. All right. Let me move you there as soon as it
Or
comes.
tavern.
I will be the test subject for this drink.
Fantabulous. Okay, I will bring you back to the Amherst map. Boom. There we go. We're back up. Okay, let's zoom you out. So yeah, the Grinning Fox Inn is actually not too far from the woodcarver's shop. It's actually the other blue building. So like south west from your position, like right here, is the Grinning Fox Inn. You passed it on the way here. So like right there.
Let's go to the inn. Go in, go in, go in.
All right. So the Grinning Fox Inn, yeah, you get to the Grinning Fox Inn and you see that there's, as expected, there is a signpost outside of this like really sort of strange-looking, sort of anthropomorphic-looking fox with an enormous Cheshire Cat smile on its face, just green eyes like peering at you like.
It's a Firefox logo.
It's a subtle
was the-
Firefox logo, exactly.
The name of the flower was Fox what?
Fox's, I believe it's Fox's tongue. Let me double check. Hold on.
I remember it had
Fox
Fox in the name, but I
Trumpet.
did.
Sorry,
Fox Trumpet, that's
yes.
it. I remember it had Fox in the name and I didn't write it down. But
Yes,
I wanted
indeed.
to because it seems to be a recurring theme.
Yes. The Grinning Fox Inn. Yes. Here we are. So the Grinning Fox Inn. Let's go. Let's bring you to the Grinning Fox Inn map. Hey.
There are many maps.
So many maps.
Map.
You know, I found a lot of maps on DM's Guild, and I was like, these are all good. I will
They're
use them
great.
all.
I love them.
Fuck yes, they are.
I feel like she's
All
really
right.
cute.
Let me zoom you all in on that one because it's a little bit of a shmoo here. You approach the Grinning Fox Inn. It's a small house with open windows that you can see through and into. And you can see that there are at least half a dozen, maybe more, people inside. One of whom you recognize, actually, is the Meistersinger. And he's sitting there, sort of nursing a drink. As you approach, you do, in fact, hear sort of the noises of people, you know, hubbubbing and schmoozing within the inn.
Is the door open?
The door is able to be opened, yes, absolutely.
I'd like to open the door.
Sure thing. You open the door and hustle yourselves inside.
I'm gonna go straight to the Meister.
Beautiful. You do so. He says, "Oh, hello. Welcome to the Grinning Fox Inn. I assume you and Vaska are doing well, along with your detective friend."
Yes, we are. Did you ever find those bandages for me?
Oh, that's right. I did. He sort of searches his bag for a second, then pulls out some linen bandages for you.
Right. I will take them. I'm just gonna literally sit down right next to him and start doing that.
Okay. He says, I hope that your injury was not too severe. He's slurring his words quite a bit. He's like, I hope that your injuries were not too severe. And he's like got this like mug of very pungent smelling alcohol to his face. He sort of grimaces as I do and says, "Can I buy you a drink?"
No.
Wait, yes.
Excellent!
So-
Excellent! One for the gentleman detective! And he points at you. And everyone sort of like claps their heads like, yes, very good, very good.
What's it called again? Like,
Sir Claudius.
yes. Yes?
I'm not going to drink.
Okay.
My
Let
nut
us
is
know how you-
instead. Oh, sorry. You go ahead first.
I was just gonna tell him to enjoy his alcohol.
Moynat is actually going to pull out her lyre and do a little impromptu performance since there doesn't appear to be a bard in this bar.
Okay. Fantastic. There is not a bard in this bar. This is not a bar bard.
4. Alrighty. So, what song is she going to sing? She is going to sing. Ha! It was so fucking perfect. It's great.
What is it?
It is The Tale of the Runaway.
Ha ha! Amazing.
The dice tell the story, baby.
I think
So
Mikmick's going to
let's
order a
see.
drink as well with Claudiu.
Okay, cool.
She will pull out her lyre and strum a few notes to get the attention of the people in the bar. And I guess this is the point where the dice have decided Moynat's really gonna lean the fuck into it.
Mm-hmm.
And she is going to sing. Oh god, sorry. Can you pause the tavern thing because the music in the
Oh,
background?
I'm
is
so
making
sorry.
it-
Yeah. You know
No,
what?
it's
There's
like I was
a hush
having a
comes
hard-
over the bar as you pull out your lyre.
There
Like
we
everyone's
go.
like, "Oh, Vasquez gonna sing. Vasquez gonna sing." I don't know. I didn't know she could sing. That's amazing. Hold on. This is stop with the music. And like, there's like a couple of like entertainers in the back that are like record scratch, and they like, and they just like immediately stop.
All right. Now I need to come up with some words. All right. Oh, there's still music.
Sorry,
There
music
we go.
gone.
There we
All
go.
music gone.
The sky was dark and the moon was full on the night she decided to flee. The doors were closed, no one would see where the girl would go. She left without knowing only that she must vanish without a trace. Until the day it was to be, she could once again show them her face.
Fantastic. Amazing. Roll a performance check with advantage.
Yay! Performance check. 19.
Fantastic. Oh, everyone's just like, oh, that's why. That's why. Everyone's like, oh my goodness, I couldn't believe it. Now I understand. It makes so much more sense. Oh, Vasca!
Yay.
And the Meister singer says, oh, you're obviously returned to us with so much grace. So much grace. Thank you for giving us your gift.
You're most welcome. It is truly good to be back amongst my people.
Amazing.
I'm sure you thought you'd never see me again.
Never. 2 mugs full of this sort of brownish liquid, Mikmick and Claudiu, appear in front of you. Not magically, but obviously given to you by a barmaid.
Let's see what happens when I drink it.
Oh yeah, it's good shit. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Well, Mikmick will hold up his mug, Claudiu, to clink the mugs before downing it.
Blink.
Bing.
Is that?
Holy shit! Yeah, not even a blink from you, Claudio. Constitution critted. And
I can't get drunk, dude.
you cannot get drunk. I guess not. And 20.
Out of game.
Yeah, in real life, I can attest the opposite. And Mikmick, 23, pretty good. It's strong. It burns going down. But and you can feel the sort of like, ooh, that's some good stuff as it hits your stomach. But yeah, no, you are.
Is that just the regular alcohol, or is that the special alcohol?
This is the special stuff. This is called Mikkelbräu.
Does it do anything to my mind?
Not that you're aware of.
I walk over to Muadnhait.
All right.
Muadnhait.
Yes?
The drink has done absolutely nothing to my mind.
Well, that's one theory out the window.
Wait until the morning. That's when you normally feel it.
I look over at him. And I just say, "Is he serious?"
I believe he is, yes. He's much smaller than you, after all. That mug is nearly the size of his head.
I drink like 4 bottles of wine a day. Mikmick.
Yes, I've
certainly
noticed.
That's why you never get the down.
As you guys are talking, I guess, yeah, it's Muadnhait who's closest. Please make a perception check, Muadnhait.
Alrighty. Perception. 17.
There's a couple sitting at a table relatively close by to you. And of course, obviously, they're effusive with their applause once you finish your story. Or I should say your song. About a minute or so later, after talking about the Mikkelbräu, your ear picks up on a conversation between the two of them. Clearly about you, to some degree, because they say the name Vaska several times. But their conversation turns relatively swiftly to this guy, Draco. And one of them says, I can't believe she didn't know. The other one says, well, I mean, it's not her fault. Draco's a very handsome guy. Yes, I know, but he was never meant for her. I know, but it was really a thing between Draco and, well, I guess that'll never happen. Yes, but Angelia, of course, right? I mean, you can see the spark there. Oh, yes, I can see the spark, but that'll never happen, not in a million years. I know, but just keep your voice down. You can't let her know about it.
I think I'm just going to walk over and sit down, not on the table.
I was like, what the fuck?
Boom, there we go.
Close enough, yes. Alt click.
Stupid grid.
Stupid
grid. I'm
grid.
totally going to Riker that chair and sit down and say, let me guess, my aunt's apprentice had a thing for her fiancé?
They sort of look at each other and then look at you and they say, I'm sorry?
Oh, I couldn't help overhearing you. It's true that my aunt and Draco weren't the best match, but tell me, who was it he really wanted?
Make a persuasion check.
Will do. 12! Come on, +7! Do I want...
Do you have a thing?
Oh, I was trying to decide if I wanted to use my inspiration to reroll that.
I don't know.
Good.
I feel like it's actually... Yeah, I'm gonna use my inspiration.
All right, let's see it.
I want information out of these fuckers.
Bring it again.
26!
That's fucking more like it. Yeah.
That was worth it.
You say that again, and like they
too.
look at each other, and they look at you, and then your eyes sort of like gleam for a second, and you're like, you lean forward just like a half an inch, and they're like, well, Vaska.
And remember, my mouth is still just a little bit too wide.
Yeah, it's a little
bit too sharp.
A little weird. The two of them look at each other, and they look at you, and they're like, well, Vaska, I'm so sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but well, it wasn't your aunt that Draco was after. I know that the wedding was supposed to take place, but it was pretty obvious for all of us that Draco was, well, he and Angelia were actually kind of lusting after one another.
Angelia?
Well, yes, Angelia.
You'll have to forgive me, I've been gone for so long. Who is she again?
They sort of giggle. Oh my goodness, they can't believe she can't remember. Angelia, the baker. You don't remember?
Of course.
Yes, she and Draco had an obvious fling. I mean, everybody knew.
I mean, it's entirely possible my aunt knew as well and just simply didn't care.
Well, that would be quite careless of her to not care about what happened with Angelia.
Why would it be careless?
Well, because Angelia is a very beautiful woman. Her wiles are... I mean, who knows what she could do with Draco?
Well, I mean, she's beautiful and he's handsome, but at the end of the day, he was still going to marry my aunt, yes?
They sort of look at each other and they go, I don't know. That was kind of up in the air from what we understand. And they sort of make a
really?
wry smile.
Do tell.
I don't want this to go any further than just the three of us.
Well, of course, it's my aunt we're speaking about, after all. I wouldn't want to sully her memory, but forgive a grieving niece for wanting to know the truth.
I understand. And she puts her hand on yours. I understand completely. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Yes, it was hard to learn of, but I am coping.
The other one sort of puts her hand on top of her hand, the other person's hand, which is on top of your hand, and she says, I too feel your loss as if it were my own.
Oh, thank you
and she like
so much for your sympathy.
she's like starts to whimper. She's like, my goodness.
Oh, no. I'll put my hand on top of the pot, my free hand on top of the pile and pat her hand.
And she says, I'm so sorry. Like the rest of you at the table across, like hear this commotion. Like the two women are beginning to like cry and moan. A little bit of drama.
No. Please, don't cry. Just tell me what you know.
She says, again softly, she says, Draco and Angelia were a thing. And I hate this. Oh, this is so awful of me. It's probably best that your aunt died in that horrible accident. Because they were never going to make it as a couple.
I mean, they were a rather odd match.
Yes.
I wonder what possessed them to marry in the first place.
I don't know. Maybe love strikes like a lightning bolt sometimes.
I wouldn't know, but perhaps it does. Well, thank you for your kind words. Do enjoy the rest of your evening and try not to be too sad. There's a festival coming after all.
Of course, yes, the festival. And they look at each other like, yes, the festival.
Which festival is it again?
They look at each other and they say, well, the Solstice Festival. And the other one says, yes, the Solstice Festival.
Of course it is. Me, I've lost track of my months. Well, you two have a good evening and perhaps I'll see you there.
Excellent. Bye-bye. And they wave.
Bye. And I'll wander back
Mikmick
to my
was
group.
actively listening to that conversation, and he's just leaning back on the bar as he's looking over towards Moina and the two ladies. Just listening.
Is he leaning on the bar or is the bar holding him up right now?
No, he passed his constitution save pretty well, actually, so he's fine.
I hope the stools are straight enough to hold him up.
He's not that big.
Well, he's wearing armor, isn't he?
Yeah, but that.
But he's also small. He's bitty.
He's like a little cannonball. He's good.
Yep.
He's
If
good.
big bulky paladins can walk into bars and sit down in all their like
Creak.
plate armor.
And plus, it's technically arcane armor, so it
Exactly.
technically doesn't have
It's
doesn't have a
magical
weight
armor.
for him.
Claudiu, what are you doing?
Chilling, trying to figure out why this drink has not had an effect on me.
Yeah, do you want more?
No, I mean he can't. I mean he can't really get drunk, but he can have more. Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Another! Crush! Pull the whole Thor thing, throw the glass on the ground. Another mug of Meeklebrow. I won't make you roll in the Constitution save. It actually tastes better the second time.
If I remember, alcohol doesn't have an effect on Claudio.
What are you gonna do?
Drink it, I guess.
great. It's wonderful.
Chug.
Yeah, everyone's like, Chug. No. This is not a
Well,
fraternity
Mikmick is definitely like that.
Mikmick's like, Chug. Everyone's like, what did he say? I don't know. I think he said jug. I think he wants a jug of Mikkelbrow.
Yes.
All right, the Meistersinger sort of looks at the four of you and says, "So how's the investigation going?"
Well, there was a chisel missing from the shop, and that must have something to do with the disappearance. The boy that what was his name, Drago. Yes, I believe that maybe he had taken the chisel, and then also there's a bit of a jealous situation going on. I think Boynard is taking care of that at the moment. We'll give you a status in a few days.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I'm working on my end, of course, with Radaga.
Oh, and we're talking to the Meister.
Talking to the Meistersinger, yes.
And then, what is your progress in the search for Ragamuffin? I mean, Radaga.
Radaga.
Yes, Radaga. Yes, I've definitely put out a few trails. Is that what you call it in the investigation business? I don't know very much about it.
Leads.
Leads, that's the one. Yes, leads. I've put out some leads for information about Radaga.
You put out feelers to get leads.
Feelers to get lead. I don't know this stuff. I know music and I know civil discourse. That's pretty much it.
No, you get to and have those come back to you with any leads.
Not yet, but I assume perhaps tomorrow.
Whereabouts does Draco live?
Who?
Drago. Sorry.
I'm sorry, who?
The boy that was going to get married.
Oh, Draco. Draco.
That's what I said.
I'm sorry, I thought you said Drake, like Draco Malfoy. I was like, Draco?
It's Draco.
It's S.
So many. S. There's so many Z's.
S-R-E. Yeah. Here, I'll give it to you the spelling. S-R-E-Y-K-O.
Oh, wow, that is not how I was spelling it in my notes at all.
Do you want me to give you the spellings of the others? Dragica, D-R-A-G-I-C-A. Dragica.
No, I'm going to spell those out phonetically so that I know how to say them.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I'm even going to do the same thing with Draco,
yeah,
so I can remember.
Draco lives essentially in and around the furrier, like his actual office, where the furrier's office is. You get to find out.
Has Claudiu noticed that Amnestria is changing her bandage there?
I don't know.
Claudio, what?
Has Claudiu? Okay, fair enough.
I think that'll pretty much tell you.
I don't know. Has Claudio what?
I noticed that she's changing the bandage on her arm right now.
Oh, would you like him to notice? I don't think that's something you want him to notice.
I mean, she has no idea if he notices or not. I just thought I'd ask.
I don't know. Can I smell it? I should be able to smell
Probably.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it still bleeding?
No longer bleeding.
Oh, then it doesn't
Just, I mean, well, she just took off like the dirty bandages and just kind of next to her, and she just finished wrapping it back up.
No, I mean, out of character, he doesn't like scabby blood. He's good.
Sorry, this is my trigger. Okay. Drinking.
She just fixing herself.
Moving on. What else would you guys like to do?
I think Mikmick's gonna be planning to get hammered.
Mikmick, you don't have any kind of natural resistance to that particular vice. So if you want to order more Mikkelbrow, the world is your oyster.
The problem is I don't have any cash to pay for it.
Oh, right now you can just order. Like this is coming out of the Claudiu Investigation Services tab. So go for it.
Plus, you're here with Vaska after all.
Hell yes, the prodigal daughter, essentially.
He is resistant to poison, but I don't think...
This is not a poison condition. You're not being poisoned.
Yeah.
Just make a Constitution saving throw if you want number 2. Go.
Yeah, let's go to Constitution. 7.
Okay, this one didn't go down as well as the first time. Mikmick. You like drink, and like you feel it's just burning in your esophagus, and you're like, oh, this is new. You feel like it's coming up. What do you do?
Why not is moving out of the way as soon as she sees this happening.
Yeah, his face turns a deeper shade of gray.
That's a minor Sarah trigger as well. So she's like, no,
Fair.
I'll be over on this side of the table.
Noted, Sarah.
Look for a bucket.
What do you do, Mikmick?
Look for a bucket.
You look for a bucket? Make a quick perception check. You see a bucket in the corner of the room with a big mop in it.
Okay, then probably not going to do it on that in the mop bucket.
Where is that?
Outside, there's a front door.
Yeah, I think he'll just probably dash outside and try and find an area that's out of the main thoroughfare.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, you run outside. And just an explosion of yellowish fluid comes right out of your, out of your nose, out of your mouth, everything.
Oh, God.
Yeah, sorry, Sarah. I'm not going to go more than that.
Go.
And that's, we're going to veil it right there.
Fade to black.
Fade to something. Because that's where you are. You're outside. Move yourself outside.
Okay.
Yeah, you push yourself past Claudiu. Claudiu's like, what the hell? And that's the first time that you've seen that happen. Mikmick, you're like over here.
And that is why I chose not to drink the Nickelbrow.
As you run outside, everyone's like, ha, 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 ha. They clap, and it's like, oh, he's just a little man. It's so adorable. The Meister Sing is like, well, Mikkelbrow it's an acquired taste.
He's a bigger man than you ever be.
I guess time will tell.
Yes, he's still growing.
Can I offer you any food or drinks for those of you who can take them?
I'm fine, thank you.
I
He sort of
don't
nods.
drink, but some food would be nice.
Oh, well, we can order you some veal. The veal here at the Grinning Fox is extremely finely made. And we also have some lamb shanks. Lamb shanks. Delicious lamb shanks. Yes.
How recently was the veal hunted?
Oh, we make sure that they are extremely... And he's sort of like, he's slurring his words again. Extremely well caught. Very fresh.
I'll be the judge of that. Sure, I'll have some veal.
Excellent. Veal for the lady. The person behind the bar is like, all right, fine, veal. And, goes into the kitchen.
And waits.
Yeah, it's about 20 minutes and the veal comes out. It's not bad at all, actually. It's pretty good. Mikmick has come back in after just heaving out everything from within him. He's just like a ghostly shade of gray at this point.
And as soon as he walks in, he said, I meant to do that. Yep, totally meant to do that. Yep.
Yeah, fair. I would like you
all in the name of science, right, Tiny One?
Mikmick, actually, as you're coming in, please do me a favor, make a perception check.
Soprano as I walk in. Okay.
Yeah.
A 13.
As you're sort of like walking in, your head is spinning, and you're sort of looking around outside the inn. There's a figure just on the edge of your vision, outside of the inn, walking towards the inn, this figure is dressed all in black, and they have a mask on their face. A white mask. Just eye holes. And a mouth hole. And looking at you, it looks at you, it stops. You sort of like teeter-totter for a second, because you're just like puked everything out of you. And then the person in the mask turns, their black cloak sort of billows behind them, and walks in the opposite direction. In a swift fashion.
Can I follow them?
Certainly. So instead of coming back into the inn, you follow them.
Yep.
Okay. Mikmick follows this figure for about 10 to 15 yards. The figure passes behind a building quite close to the Grinning Fox Inn. Mikmick, as you come around the corner, boof, you bump into a rather stout woman who has come around from the corner, and she's like, "What you doing? Watch where you're going!"
Did you see someone walk past here just a second ago?
What?
Someone walked past here. You didn't see it?
What are you talking about?
I'll take that as a no.
I don't know what you're talking about, little man.
I think I just had a little bit too much to drink and I'm seeing things.
She sniffs you. She's like, "Oh, God. You smell awful."
Well, thank you.
"Yeah. Excuse me." And she sort of just sidles past you and goes around to the other part of the street.
Okay, so is there a possibility to track?
Make a survival check.
I will track to see where that thing. Oh, I need a 6. What's with these?
You
little
look
dots?
around after the woman passes you. You're like,
You are wasted.
Where the fuck
Yeah.
did that person go? You look around. You see just streets, people carrying goods, carrying bags of material. You don't see anybody wearing black or wearing a mask.
Curious.
And then he'll start walking back to the tavern and
Okay. And that's
See
where
if
you
we
see
can get-
Mikmick come back into the tavern.
and see if he can get the attention of one of his party members, whoever that shall be.
Claudiu's probably closest to the door. If you... Or Amnestria.
Whoever wants to come up and talk to him more than the fact.
Are you alright, Mikmick?
Yeah, I think so. Though, just as I was coming back inside, I saw something, wearing a mask.
In
Lost
what
track.
direction did... Oh, okay. Yeah, well.
I went around the side of the tavern, and I bumped into somebody, and apparently they didn't see anything. I
What to
can
do?
show you where I lost them if you want to try and search around, or maybe I'll talk to Amnestria, seeing as she may be a little bit more proficient in tracking things that may not be seen.
Alright.
I love the interject. He would be oh so wrong.
So he'll go over to the table where Amnestria and Muadnhait are sitting at,
Okay.
and just say out loud so both of them can hear.
Just to let you ladies know, just as I was about to walk back inside, I saw somebody coming up to this place wearing all black, white mask. As soon as he saw me, he started to walk away. I tried to follow him, but lost track of where he went. I was wondering if either of you would know how to follow these kind of things, because I think that may be a clue to what we're investigating.
Well, I, for one, am terribly bored. I could go take a look.
Oh, I can just show you where I lost him. See if you can pick up a trail from there.
Yeah, show me, tiny one.
And Mikmick will show Moinite out
Okay.
to where he lost.
Yeah, you guys sort of trace out the door to where you see this figure, or where you supposedly saw this figure disappear.
I will make a survival check to see if I can find
Be my
a
guest.
track of where it went. 10! Not that great.
Yeah, I mean, you do see tracks in the road. There's plenty of tracks. You were in a village after all. You see a couple of different tracks. You see some small tracks, large tracks, heavy tracks. And you do, in fact, see what seem to be tracks that you probably would assume were from a sort of a heavier set person.
Would you say this person you saw was large, small,
Yeah, probably tall. Definitely tall.
tall, but not necessarily heavy?
No.
Do I see tracks that are heading in the direction that Mikmick thought he saw this person
Yes.
go, or on the side of the building?
Yes, you do.
Well, then those I'll follow.
Okay. Moinat follows them out of the door. Moinat, as you follow these tracks out the door, they seem to sort of go around a house and then just disappear. Completely.
I want to look around the vicinity where they disappeared. Are there any windows, doors, anywhere they could have gone to?
Not that you can see. No.
Any fucking yellow flowers anywhere nearby?
You don't see any yellow flowers. No. I mean, there's yellow flowers everywhere.
No, like calling card yellow flowers.
Correct.
No, I was more thinking like a window without yellow flowers, if those were like a ward kind of thing.
Yeah, there's yellow flowers everywhere. This fox trumpet stuff is everywhere.
Strange.
I think what we're going to do is we're going to call it for the night.
All right.
Because I see
we go
someone
from
who's
here
getting
is
a
the question.
little sleepy.
Yeah.
Not that I blame you, sir. It is you're on a very comfy looking bed.
What a hell of a move, man.
I mean, I think it's important because I don't want you to like pass out, dude. Are you all right?
I mean, I was about to say
I was about to dip at like 1 o'clock anyway. And
Yeah, it's 1 o'clock almost on the dot. So I think that
I was
that's
about
actually,
to say it was time to go get rooms at the inn. So.
I think that's actually a really good point to sort of stop. Like, right, if you guys are like, where the fuck did this person go? Just disappeared entirely. You guys can get rooms for the night because it is, technically speaking, the evening. People are drinking. It is happy hour. So if you want to get rooms for the night, I think that's fine because I have one final scene to bring us out through the rest of the evening here, folks.
really?
You more than happy to as you end your first day here in Amherst, and get rooms here within the Grinning Fox Inn to complete your stay. Yeah. So the scene shifts away from the Grinning Fox Inn, and we now are in the forest. This is without, of course, the party involved at all. In the forest, enormous trees overlooking and surrounding the village of Amherst. And the view that we have of the village is more of a an onlooker, looking far above the village. And the camera sort of pans in closer and closer to different places as the night falls on Amherst, and the moon, bright and full, lights on Amherst. There is a howl from some kind of animal somewhere in the forest. And the streets are empty. Many people have indeed gone to bed. It is in the middle of the night, after all. There is, however, one solitary figure walking through the streets of Amherst. And this figure has something gleaming and silver in their hand. And as the camera pans in on it, we see a beautiful chisel gleaming in the moonlight as this figure heads towards a building, which we see is the Grinning Fox Inn. And that's where we're going to stop for tonight. All right!
Who's coming to kill me?
Indeed. Fantastic. All right, folks. That is the end of tonight's session of Ravenloft Domains of Dread. The beast has been set loose. Who's coming to kill y'all? We shall see. All right, so that's our story for tonight. Thank you guys very much for joining us here on Slices and Dices. I have been your host. Let's go ahead and start over here on the left. That's Sarah. Sarah, tell us where we can find you on the internet.
I'm Sarah. You can find me on the internet at Lovely Llama on Twitter and Instagram, and here on Slices and Dices every Friday night and sometimes Thursdays, where I'm trying very hard to stay awake.
It's tough. I get you. I think it's that like the change of the season. Not to mention that you get up ridiculously
I started
early.
a job for getting up really early, and I just got sent to I'm second week on a new job site. It's been a very long week.
I don't know how I can sleep like 4 hours a night sometimes and get through some shit that I.
Hey,
have to
but
do.
this Friday I did not have to walk down 50 flights of stairs to get out of work, so that was cool.
That's nuts. That's just nuts, Sarah.
Hey, it was the only safe way to get out last week, so
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. All
I
right.
do what you gotta do.
Slide down the rails.
Yeah, just parafoil. Just parafoil.
Oh,
That's
what?
it.
Oh, the hoist isn't running. Let me just put on some gloves and just like Pirate King down that cable.
Repel down.
Rappel down the building.
Thank you, Sarah.
Perfect.
Moving on. Red. Where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me floating around the internet. I have got a few different profiles on a few different sites. Usually if you search up Red Platinum or Beat Ghost Driver, you'll probably find me. But, yeah, that's about it. I just float. I don't post.
Float. We all float down here. Thank you very much, Red. Moving on, we have Maeve. Maeve played down Amnestria. Maeve, where can people find you on the internet?
Hey, I'm Maeve. You can find me at Maeve Climber on Twitter and quite a few other places. I do art. I do some other stuff. Play games with you guys, and yeah, I don't really have much else.
Super. Thank you so much, Maeve. And finally, Sleepy Boy, who needs to get some sleep. I feel you're. Are you alright there, dude? You're alright?
Yeah, I'm good.
Let me tell you something.
We have to
If
get
I had to
sign-off
play
on this
D&D
week.
with like in a bed on a laptop, I would be passed out halfway through. So the fact that you're like, in
I have
any
fallen
way-
asleep every time I've done it.
I can't do it. Like if I'm watching TV on the couch, I'm out. 30 minutes in, maybe less, 15 minutes. I'm gone.
Myself. I entertain myself
So
finally.
tough. It's so tough to do it. You can't. You have to sit, or stand, or be
You have
with
to move
people.
around constantly.
Whatever works, man. But if you're on a bed playing like, virtual D&D on Zoom and shit, and you're not out within like half an hour, damn.
I could do it. I could do it, man. It's just
It's hard.
it's just I was up till like 1 o'clock in the morning packing last night, and
You
then
just keep slapping yourself every 5 minutes, but packing, yeah, that'll do it. And best of luck on the move, man. We can't wait to see you in new environs. So,
yep, I might have to take a bit of a break, but I'll be back.
take whatever break that you need, sir. We will be here for you. Alex
Love you guys.
Lorenzo, where can people find you on the internets?
At _Alex_Lorenzo on Instagram, where I post absolutely nothing, and yeah, and you can find me there. You can, add me or follow me or whatever it is, and I'll get around to it, and maybe I'll add you. Maybe I won't.
The enigmatic Alex Lorenzo, ladies and gentlemen.
We owe so much. Okay, and as for me, I'm Matt, and you can follow or add or do whatever you want to me. I'm here. I'm ready for it. I can take it. Here on Slices and Dices every Friday and sometimes Thursdays, here on our Twitch channel, and of course on our YouTube channel, where you can watch all of our shit on VOD. And YouTube is kind of amazing for that. Like, it has our entire library of all the videos of all the campaigns that we've ever done here, including some oldie but goodies. So check them out. I was checking out some of our Tomb of Annihilation stuff like long ago before I knew what the fuck I was doing, and I was like, oh my god, what the hell was wrong with me? So that said, please check us out, give us a follow, give us a like, give us a whatever you feel that you want to, and just hang out, because it's fun to hang out with you guys. That's all I gotta say. Conscious or not, I don't care. And that said, we'll be back next Friday with more Ravenloft Domains of Dread, with I think some Star Wars on the way. Am I correct, Red?
Yes, though probably not next week, the week after.
Fair enough. We will put that all up into our Twitch schedule, so you guys can check it out, as well as our Discord. So if you guys... Yes, absolutely. If you want to check us out on Discord, all of that stuff is in the doobly-doo within Twitch as well as YouTube. So, with that said, I'm going to let everybody who is very tired and who has had a long week and needs to get some sleep and some birthday stuff, I'm sure, for Brandon tomorrow. So, all the best to you, sir, and to you, of course, Sarah. Until we see each other again, folks, remember, take care of each other, but don't forget to take care of yourselves. Thanks very much, folks. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Thanks for watching. We love you. Bye-bye.